Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Ivy Tiger Talks. My name is Brody.
I'm Sahara, and today we're joined by the two people who technically created this whole thing, my mom and Brody's mom.
Hello.
Round of applause.
Yeah, no kidding.
So Brody's mom has been on this before, but my mom hasn't. So thoughts, Mom?
Yeah.
You excited to be on
You
here?
can't just say yeah.
No, yes, I am excited to be on here. I'm just wondering, how much I'll get scolded when we leave.
Why?
I thought that too.
Why would you get scolded?
If I embarrass you?
That's
No.
gonna happen.
That's the
Right.
part of it.
I know.
That's kind of the funnest part
I
about
know.
being a mom.
Oh,
is
it's
to
the best.
embarrass you
It's
guys.
totally the best. I know.
I
They'll
don't-
understand someday.
My mom is always like, I listened to the podcast at work today, and then on the way to whenever dance competitions we listen to. Well, I listened to when you guys film with Peyton
Yeah.
for the first time there. We listened to almost the entire way there.
Listen to
And
yeah, we
Mr.
listened.
Bullens too.
I
Carly
listened
and
to their
son.
Peyton and Evan one. I went to Cedar Falls on Wednesday, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, good time to listen to that just
Yeah.
by myself. And then I was like, oh, 3 a.m. come and go trips, huh?
Oh, I remember
I
getting
had
a
to
text
text him
about
right
that.
away. I'm like, I did listen all the way through that.
I
and
do
I
have to
caught
admit,
that.
when I was
Yeah.
listening to that one, I was like, oh, I wonder if any parents are finding any
Yeah.
info
I
out.
didn't realize we even said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was like, you said it, and then you're like, oh, my mom's gonna hate that.
Oh, I did. Yeah.
As soon as it was over, I was like, nice podcast, 3 a.m. coming on trips.
Yeah. I was
He's
like, oh,
yeah.
shoot.
I don't think I've ever been to come and go at 3 a.m.
Trust me, it's a good time. That late night slushy. That's what I use.
I've had a late night slushy, but late night is maybe 10, 11.
Nope.
Oh, that's-
3 a.m.
That's early morning.
Yeah, right.
I guess you're
Yeah.
right.
So maybe technically you don't need to be in trouble for that if it's early morning.
Yeah.
No, I was like, ooh,
No, I
can't
know.
wait to text him about that.
I actually thought you were upset at the beginning. I was like, oh, shoot. I'm in trouble.
And
That's
now
what
you
I
have to watch what you say on the podcast. so.
Yeah.
No,
Nothing I can
keep
do about it
talking.
now.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Censor anything.
Doesn't
No.
matter.
Well, I don't have anything to censor. My mom knows what I'm doing all the time.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I mean,
we'll see.
probably because she's been there, done that.
Right.
Yeah,
Good
my
bet.
mom's been there, done that.
She probably knows all the ins and outs of what's going to happen.
Oh,
My mom
goodness.
likes to act like she was an angel
I
as a
was
child.
an angel.
No, you weren't.
So does my
No,
mom.
you weren't, Mrs.
Oh.
I skipped school one day, and what was?
Oh,
Can
shoot.
you tell that story?
You really want that?
Yeah.
on the
Yes.
podcast?
Let's hear it.
I will say, I didn't graduate from here clearly, and I really think they were tired of dealing with high schoolers, or they needed to thin out the classes or something, because I really feel like they just asked for the attendance.
You went to a
Taking-
huge school though.
What the
a little bit
attendance
different.
taking was, there was a card for each person in that class. And if a student was absent, the teacher pulled that card, and there was a slot outside their door, and it was kids would help, like in the office and different things
yeah.
each period. So kids would come around and collect those cards to take them to the office, and you just found
If
who
they
was
were
working that
friends.
period. Yeah. And they
Funny.
would
Mandy was always
not
there.
turn your
She
card
was
into the
there.
office. Somehow somebody caught on to it at one point, though, because we had to go to Saturday. We got caught and had to go to Saturday school.
Oops.
It was not like the Breakfast Club. It was reading material only, and it couldn't be like a book for fun.
Oh, awful.
Yeah, all day long, not just a couple hours. It was from 7 to 3, and
No.
Yeah,
on a
it was-
Saturday?
Oh,
if I'll have to share this with some of my old Champaign Centennial friends, Sahara, and see if they remember that. I know they remember that. That still haunts us. I was in class every day, every period after that. That was awful.
That would be awful. I mean,
Yeah.
people. I don't feel like people here really just skip a class.
No, probably not. I don't remember
Not just
anybody.
like one class. It's
Yeah.
either.
I think
It's
our
like-
It was
school's
just
too
don't come
small to
Yeah.
do.
You can really.
And you
I'd
can
be
just go on
back, as
Snap
we
Map
could
and
do.
see where they're at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, everybody would know within 5
Yeah.
minutes of class. Be like, oh, you were here last hour. Where are you at?
Yeah.
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 You know.
And it was usually like around the lunch periods, because we had open campus lunch, so you could extend your lunch
Yeah.
both period and take it with your friend that didn't have it, whatever. Or, yeah. And so we.
You also
Yeah.
have options though to eat. We have the bowling alley,
Yeah.
but you lived in a city, so
Yeah.
like
Well, a bigger area.
Yeah,
And
like Iowa City, Cedar Rapids ish. Not like Cedar Rapids. Well, I mean.
So we were
Yeah.
naughty. Yeah. I
Yeah,
know.
that happens.
Yeah, and then I ask if I can stay till midnight somewhere, and you're like, I don't know. Ask your dad.
Lucky I didn't get to stay out till midnight till my senior year.
That's right.
It's not always.
Well,
It's
it would
usually
depend.
like
Yeah, it would
it-
depend on
yeah.
where she was and what she was doing. And,
yeah.
Right?
And yeah.
Right.
And I'm like,
Right? Who are you with? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Text when you get there. Text when you leave.
Yeah.
All this.
Exactly.
And I always forget is a thing.
And I'm like, so
And then
did
she's
you
like,
make
"Did
it?"
you
No,
make it?
I
Did you ever
forgot.
make
I
it?"
always forget because usually my mom's the first person I ask, and then sometimes, not every time, you say, ask your dad, and then he always says yes. So sometimes I tell myself I asked
she's
him.
like, why don't I just? I know. And Jack will be like, oh, yeah, I don't know. Like,
I think the kids love it when
Mhm.
I'm not home. If I have something going on, they're like, yes.
right.
It's dad, and he always says yes.
He
Because we're
doesn't.
out of his hair, he loves it.
He
Yeah.
does. However, he is also like, he will surprise even me sometimes because we're parents and we worry and
He was
that's
not
scary.
a good, not bad, but he wasn't like the angel
it's,
child either.
no, it doesn't have anything to do even necessarily with you guys doing stuff wrong. It's just,
It's different when
he's
you're
like,
a parent and you are
Yeah.
worried about your kid.
yeah, or whatever. Yeah, it was. So sometimes he's just like,
Eric is
or
never,
it gives you a flashback to like,
Eric is never like that. He's
Okay.
like,
If I have to ask
Whoa.
my dad, my mom doesn't want me to go, but I still ask and then I go.
yeah. If he
Because
knows,
she's like,
if he knows
"Go ask your
it's
dad."
something that I'm gonna say no to, he's like, I'm just going to dad because it's a for sure yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
He's
usually,
like, "Sure, why don't you leave?"
I don't really remember any time my dad said no, unless like there's like a valid reason, like we have something else going on, but not no just to say no. But
well, I don't say no just to say no.
I know, but
Oh.
I'm just talking dad. Okay,
Is that
chill
what you
out.
think we do?
No, I'm just talking dad right now. But sometimes I don't even like worry about going to him because every time I do, it's just ask your mom. So like, why do I even try?
Oh yeah,
every
that's with my
single
dad. If I even go to him first, he's like, "What'd your mom say?
Yeah.
Did you ask mom? Did you text mom?" Like when even when he's home there, it's just him. You text mom, right? I'm like, I guess I'll text mom. I thought you were the parent here. That's why I went to you.
Well, you know why? It's because
He doesn't want
like
to get
it's
yelled at
one
by
thing
my
for
mom.
them to get in trouble because of their own doing. They don't want to take the heat from
Yeah.
you guys too.
Yeah, he's like,
So
better
it's
ask
just
mom.
I
easier
feel
to-
like dad's always like, oh, I have to ask mom if I can do this. And Mr. Bullen said that today. Oh, you're not in my.
I'm
math
not in
class.
your couch.
But Mr. Bullen was like, yeah, I have to make sure Mrs. Bullen if it's okay that I go hang out with my friends. Like.
Okay, so I'm gonna tie some of that in though, because do you remember the day that you said you showed up in the wrestling room and Crickle's like, "What are you doing here so early?" And you said, "We have softball. Lydia has softball." And I laughed and I said, "Okay, but he's the dad. He's not the schedule keeper. Like
Yeah.
you don't." So that is why, because you.
Yeah.
I love that. Is
It
there like
just-
a TikTok
yeah.
or something where it's like the
I think I
school
sent that
call-
to you
the
guys.
school calls
Yes,
the dad
yes,
to see what bus
yes.
the
And
little girl
I'm
goes
not going
on.
to play that right
And
now
he's
because
like,
there were
"I'm
some.
the dad. Why
Yeah,
would
why would you?
I
If there
know
are two
that?"
numbers there, why would you ever call the dad,
Oh,
the
I'm-
mom?
Yeah,
yeah,
The dad's
yeah.
gonna know. I don't think so. Like,
yeah, like don't
no
ever call the
clue.
dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
dads
yeah.
are great at what they're great at, but they know that 99% of the time moms are the schedule
our
keepers.
psycho
So
schedule keepers that knows what everybody's doing.
Yeah.
at
Dad's
every
job
moment.
is food. Dad likes to grill.
he loves to grill.
That's
and
his
see,
job.
I,
License to
yes,
the grill.
and-
He has a shirt that
and he
says
doesn't
license to
care
the
about
grill.
weather. Like he does not care about weather. So it's 2020 he got for his birthday, the kids and I got him I don't even
Some
know
fancy
what it's
grill.
called. Yeah, some smoker pellet grill. Pellet
Okay,
grill.
yep.
Sorry, not a smoker. Sorry, I'm not the grill connoisseur for whoever.
Right.
I got that mad
I
too.
wouldn't have known anyways.
And this year for Christmas, I got him a Blackstone, and it's like those are the best investments we've ever made because we might do like the sides and stuff, and depending on what it is, that Blackstone, he half the time does it all.
He also
out
has
there.
like some pizza attachment, a pizza
yeah,
stove.
he got that for
Pizza
Wow.
stove.
Harley's
Yeah.
birthday party. Yeah, to go in the pellet grill. It's a pizza oven thing that
Whoa.
goes in there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I know we haven't done any like big cookouts for a while. We should.
haven't.
We need to
Starting to
do
get nice,
that. and
though.
get
I know.
I remember we used
Yeah.
to do like sometimes at the Stevens house.
Yeah, we did it. We kind of
Yeah.
traveled all over to all of our
It's kind of like, we like,
all of our-
one
yeah.
house this weekend, one
Yeah.
house next weekend. I know, we haven't.
or the different 3-day weekends and
so
stuff.
Busy. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
yeah, that's
What-
true.
Yeah.
Rib Fest. What
Yeah,
weekend was
yeah,
that?
was
Like
that Memorial Day, right? Yeah.
So we're like at Rib
Uh-huh.
Rib. Yeah.
It's always a good
I
excuse
feel
for
like
food.
I feel like a lot of people don't know that about me and Brody. Like I've known him my entire life.
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah.
looking the other day, and it was prom weekend for your older brothers, and it was the daddy-daughter dance for Girl Scouts.
Oh my gosh.
Aw.
And you remember you helped us make poodle skirts for that.
I remember
That was just in
that.
my memories
I
the
remember
other
that.
day.
Yeah, being
Mhm.
at
Yes,
their
that's
house,
right.
making poodle skirts.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And then she did my hair for some daddy dance.
Yeah, that was
dances
the
too.
daddy-daughter dance the year before that, before Carly was
Because she
in Girl
put like
Scout.
hearts in my hair.
Yep.
And now she's
Yes.
doing
Yeah.
she's doing my hair for prom tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of prom,
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be fun.
Me and Garrett are beating you and Maddie,
No.
just so you know.
There's
we
no
are.
way.
I have to
That's this whole
say,
big competition.
both couples are going to be like
It's
top notch.
yes, I
Yeah.
think so.
Like,
I,
The two
I
best
think
dressed
We'll
I'm
put a
very
little
ex-
poll on here for people to judge. Like we'll put
We
pictures.
should.
We'll put
Everybody
pictures
will
on
I'll
there.
post on the Instagram
was-
the side by side, and it
Yeah.
was like which one's
Oh,
better.
which one's
Yeah.
better?
I
It's
mean-
definitely mine.
No.
It was.
Top notch.
It's
Both of these
been-
couples are going to be.
I have to say, it's
Better
been
go
so
together, yeah.
fun that Garrett, like, I don't know what you and Maddie's,
Oh,
if
you'll-
you have a
you'll see.
theme. Oh, I know,
You'll
and
see.
I'm looking very forward to it. But it has been so fun that Garrett is like so just
willing to do
willing,
whatever,
yeah,
He-
because
he
it's
That's why he's
been-
my partner
yeah.
for everything.
Yeah,
Right.
he's pretty easygoing.
He is way.
I mean,
G baby's way.
as long as it's
easygoing.
not his siblings
Right.
wanting something.
Oh, that's the way it always is.
forget
yeah.
that. If
Mason
it's
wants
that.
his shirt. No chance. He's
Yeah.
screaming at him, take it off.
That sounds normal.
Even yesterday, when he stole Mason's pillow, and he wouldn't give it back. It was like 10:30 at night. I was like getting ready for bed.
Yep.
And these kids are screaming. They have the light on, basically fighting each other over a pillow because Garrett won't give back the
And
pillow.
I'm like, knock it off.
And Chance is like trying to sleep, and then Mason hits him. Just
like, I
cause
go back
'cause
there
he was
too, and I'm
sleeping,
like,
yeah.
kind of got a little loud, and Chan's like, I hate you guys.
Yeah.
we're like,
Yeah. It
we're
was
laughing
actually
at him
kinda
because he
funny.
was out cold, and we're like,
Yeah.
Mason's
They're
poking
making
at
fun
him.
of it. Yeah. It's kind of funny though.
Oh, yeah, no,
But yeah, if anybody else, he's pretty
Sibling
like
love.
he'll do whatever.
Yeah.
But so yeah, he was great. But he didn't even like those shoes as soon as I
I
seen
know,
him.
I'm
Didn't
excited
even
about
fight me.
those.
He was like, okay.
Okay, yeah. So I don't remember what I was doing. I think what was I doing? I was doing something. I don't remember. But then I get a Snapchat like open Garrett's Snapchat.
So I have to tell you about that. I go, snap Sahara now. Show her these shoes. He goes, she's not going to answer my snap. I go, I just talked to her on Snap. She's going to. Didn't answer. I go,
she's a turd.
I'll snap.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look at Garrett's snap.
well, when I
And
see
I go, look, she opened it right away. And he's like,
well, when I see that Sarah Hoyt is typing, that's a little bit different than just a normal snap from Garrett.
he's like, I told you she wasn't going to look at it.
Well, what was I doing? I don't even remember. Maybe I think I
It
was
was a
shopping.
Friday. We were.
Yeah, it was Friday.
It was we were
They
off
had
of
break.
school.
Oh,
the
I was
first
taking
day.
my nails done. I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
See, that's a good
Yeah.
reason not to answer.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I don't get this whole getting nails done stuff. Why can't you?
Look at him, Brody. Why would you not want that?
How much did it cost you?
How much did it
Her?
cost my
How
mom?
much did they
How
cost
much
her?
did it cost Mandy?
Yeah.
How much was it?
Well, I'll tell you. I said.
Wait, is Jock
I'm
not
gonna-
supposed to know?
No,
No,
I
I'm
don't.
just
Yeah,
kidding.
no, I don't even keep.
Me
we-
neither.
But I'm like, okay, because Carly is going also, and so
Oh,
I
didn't
said,
know that.
yeah, and I said, so I think when we went to get your nails done on your birthday, I heard the lady like they give a cash discount. I said,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm going to put $100 on your card, get that out, take it in cash to pay for you and Carly's nails. Thinking that's
Plenty?
because I thought
It
from
was
your
like- I
birthday,
thought
which
it was
I know
like
things
40
have gone
something. I was
up,
gonna say,
and
like,
it's probably
usually
that time of
$40.
year that maybe they
Oh.
raise prices too. I don't know.
Prom's
I
coming
don't
up,
know.
they can-
Maybe I don't know. So yeah, and where was I? I must have been at work. Maybe
Yeah,
I was
you-
in a meeting or something. I get back, I have a missed call from Sahara, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what's wrong? Did they? She never just calls, and she's like, oh well, it was exactly 100, and so I
had
need it
100
for a
in cash.
tip, and I'm like, oh well, did you want? Oh, but they had Venmo, but she's like,
Oh.
but you didn't answer, so we're gone now, and I'm like,
I felt so bad, but
No tip.
I had money on my card, but I had exactly 100 in
Yeah.
cash. So that's what I gave them
Yeah.
because I wasn't going to pay with my card. So I was like, well, I can't.
What do you do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next
I
time.
think
Yeah.
I think my bank probably thought I was insane that
That weekend
weekend because or that weekend,
Well, 'cause
like
that was,
between the
like-
girls' 2 cards, like moving money over,
Yep.
and that's more our extras and our spending, account. But I was like, sheesh.
I'm not
I
gonna
mean, it was a
lie.
Well, it was all
transfer.
prom stuff,
It
so.
was.
When we went Friday morning, I was like, oh, I need to call the bank and see what my daily limit is because I knew we were going to get prom shoes for both boys. Kids needed cleats. We needed baseball pants. And I'm like, I called. And I'm like, really weird question, but like, what's my daily limit on my card? And she tells me, I'm like,
It's not a weird question
I'm
at
like,
all.
okay,
Better
we'll
to
be
know
all
before.
right. Because I was like, do I need to up it for today? Because I'm like, $300 spent in less than an hour. And I'm like, no. You know?
And
And I'm like,
no,
and
I
we
do
weren't
know.
even done. I didn't even get cleats that day. I was like, that came Monday.
Yeah.
I was like, I go, my debit card is tired today.
You always say that.
It is tired.
It's done for the
It
day.
says
I can-
no
yeah.
more.
It's done for the day.
I get it.
It
I
said,
get
don't
it.
get me back
Yeah.
out.
Right.
Yeah.
Just
I'm taking a nap.
I'm a little warm.
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, when I came home with my shoes, my dad, like, they were obviously were not cheap shoes. Like, they're completely, like,
Yeah.
rhinestone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to say diamonds because they're not real diamonds, obviously. But my dad was like, when are you going to ever wear those again? And I was like, Dad, I'm going to wear
Every day.
Yeah,
Every day.
for the rest of my life, I will wear these, like, for events. And he's like, what events are you going to go to?
I'm going to go ahead and side with your dad on that one.
What
You're
events?
probably not going to get
I-
a ton of use out of them, but it's okay. And Carly's he realized hers were, and now she really can't, she's going to have hers on for pictures, but since she's back on crutches, she can't. It just seemed just evil to make her take them back, though. She's so
So
heartbroken
loved 'em.
after,
Aw.
and after missing, because she can't do the recital now. I mean, she's
What
so.
happened? I didn't even
She
know. Oh, no.
hurt her knee. It's dislocated, and there's a tear. And yeah, we got to go see the orthopedic doctor
Oh my gosh.
next Tuesday. But yeah, so I was just like,
Let
well,
her have the shoes.
yeah, exactly. And
Let
her
her-
and
Let
Jock
her
was
have
on,
those
yeah.
shoes.
And so and
What
then
else
we
you
got
want, honey?
we got them in the pictures and all that, but. And honestly, I was a little concerned with them anyways with her knee like it was, and then when she re-injured it, and she's like, I can't do these with crutches, so she's gonna do them for the pictures, and we're
That's
gonna
it.
figure whatever out, and then she's got something
That was
super.
That's poor
level.
girl. I know. We could have like rented shoes with the tux, and I was like, I don't want to spend money on shoes that I'm gonna rent and give back. I'm like, I'd rather buy you shoes. So I mean, Garrett's. I doubt he'll ever wear
Yeah, I
those
was gonna
again,
say, those
but it
shoes.
was
But you
worth
know
it.
what?
It was worth
Oh my gosh!
it.
Everybody at school is
me.
like, or
Those are gonna
Silver's-
be the shoes everybody's gonna
Silver's
wanna
today
borrow.
asked me to show him because he was like,
They're
I
awesome.
heard that you guys' outfit is like gonna be killer, and I was like, oh, let me show you, because I don't think he was gonna go to the Grand
Yeah.
March. So I showed him because Garrett sent me a picture of him in his whole outfit with the shoes,
Yeah.
and I was like, pay close attention to the shoes, Silvers, and he was
Pay
like,
close
he
attention.
was like, wow.
Well, and they like go from
Does
like
he have
that
the tie
silver
yet?
to the black.
Well,
and
no,
Yeah,
I
I
have the
know
tie.
that.
I asked him, I was like, do you want me to, like, I'm done with it. Do you want it? And he's like, do you really think I can keep that till prom? Because it was like a week ago. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll just
he
keep
knows
it.
our household.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like ours is really any better.
Yeah. Well, it's
Yeah.
in my room, in my shoebox.
Well, there you go.
So.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I think
Oh.
we did white Vans for you. I'm like, I
Yeah,
wanna
I'm
buy
glad
shoes
so I
that
can
you
just
guys
wear
want.
those whenever.
Yeah.
I'm
He-
even wearing
We get
Vans right
home and
now.
he goes, I'm gonna wear these today. I go, no,
No, you're not.
Because they
You
would
just
get
keep
dirty.
those
I'm like, they're
foot
so
up till
bright white,
prom.
and I'm like, he
Yeah.
goes, yep, I'm wearing them today. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
She did.
I
She
get
was
them.
not happy when I
Yeah.
said that. She's like,
That mom look.
she
And he's-
looked at me. She's like, no, you're not. No
and he's just
chance."
like,
Yeah. I thought it was kind of funny when I said
he
that.
loves to do that. Loves it.
I do love making, not funny, but picking on you all the time.
You're terrible with
She
that.
says she hates it, but she obviously, I know
You
she
know
does.
what? Karma will get you.
Never.
It really will.
Never.
I used
Oh,
to-
this
it
karma
will.
that's coming up here soon for my teeth. She showed me
Oh my
pictures of
gosh,
what's
you
gonna
guys.
happen.
What? You gotta get like wisdom teeth out or what?
Well, yes.
Wisdom teeth. I've got to get
Three
like,
more.
3 teeth removed. I've got to get like braces and then surgery.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
Well, I
we've
didn't mean that kind of karma. I meant when you had your own kids. I don't wish you any pain there,
this
Brody.
Well,
This
it
is
is.
great to talk about because I have been warning him. Like he's been, Mom, I need braces. I go, his mouth is really messed up, so this is not an easy procedure. Like, and I keep saying it's going to be very painful. You need to get yourself ready for this. And
You can't get
so
yourself ready for it. It's just
we've
gonna happen.
kind of been in limbo with. We had to wait for insurance because his is definitely not cosmetic. It is
Right. Yeah.
absolutely
No. Yeah.
needed. And it came back, and we got a call, and they said that they would cover it. And when we go in, the kid's like, starts telling us what he's going to do. And he goes, okay, wait, I got to tell you this. And I'm like, okay. And he goes, you were approved for the Cadillac of treatments.
Oh.
And I was like, Brody, it was funny because Brody afterwards, he's like, I really wasn't getting what he was getting at. And I was like, well, no junk cars for us. We're going to take that Cadillac.
Right.
Yeah.
When he's, and the
Yeah.
kid started laughing, I'm like, we're going to do, and so we were talking, I'm like, it means you get the best options. They'll pay
Right.
for that. So
Right.
we're going to do that.
Right.
And he's like, okay, I just didn't get that Cadillac. I'm like, Cadillacs were like the car. Like,
Yeah.
you got you a
Yeah.
caddy. You're,
Right.
you know.
I,
So we just got the call. Like, I didn't want it to be during state wrestling.
Right.
Like,
Oh,
this is
of
when all
course
this was
not.
starting.
Yeah.
Like, he can't start that. Like,
right. Yeah.
so then they didn't have their meeting about what they were going to do with him until like April 11th. So we were waiting to hear. The kid calls me like a week later and says, all right, well, we have what we're going to do. And he's like, you said that there's prom coming up and graduation. And I'm like, yeah. I go, so after the 15th of May, he's open. So the 18th of May,
Oh.
he
Okay.
gets to
Well,
start this process. So we were talking about this last night, and I'm like, Brody, it's not like simple. And so I go, the kid told me that they're going to start with, I couldn't remember the word last night, and I'm like, not spacers. And I'm thinking, I'm like, expanders.
Oh.
So the ones that go up
Yeah.
on the roof of your mouth and push out. So he Googles it, and he's just like, no, what? And I'm like, I told you, this is not going to be easy. But they'll put that in before they do the surgery. They can do that, which the kid said that's a quick process, but I know him, and it's going to drive him crazy.
It's gonna be. It's gonna drive me
And
nuts.
so last night, and I go, I've been telling you, this is not going to be an easy procedure because he's got to have like 7 teeth removed. They have to put in an anchor into his bone.
Dude,
for
the
the
pictures of
braces.
it look
So
terrible.
I
Like it
was
goes through
showing
your
him.
gum and
Yeah.
like connects to the top
Don't
of the
look at the
teeth.
pictures.
We were
I-
last night.
pictures.
So we looked
I just want to know what it was, and I looked at it, and
Brody.
she goes, I'm out, like I'm walking towards my room. She goes, hey, come look at this.
Yeah.
This is
So I
what they're gonna
followed
do.
him back
And I'm
there.
like,
And this is how
What?
it all got started in you guys' bedroom last night because I followed him back there. But he's sitting there for a little bit and he goes, my stomach is starting to hurt.
I bet it was.
And I go, I have told you, you have got to be prepared for this. It is not going to be easy. And then once he like has his braces, then they'll do a surgery too. He's going to look so different too. Like they
Yeah.
have to bring out his top
That's what I was thinking.
jaw.
It's gonna. Yeah.
So I don't know if
really
they like
change your
add,
look.
add bone,
what they
whatever
do.
they
Yeah.
do, but they're bringing it out.
Yeah.
I'm like, and the kid was like, he has to have it done before he's 20. And I'm like, okay, but braces have to be on 1.5 years. And so he goes, 19 and a half is fine. I'm like, okay, thank God we're just going to be hitting that when braces are over. So
I'm gonna have
we are
braces
good.
in college.
Yeah, he goes,
I'm gonna look like I'm
the
13 years
dorky-
old.
Yeah, that's what he
Oh.
said. He's like, I'm going to be like a little teenager, like a little kid in college. I'm like, well, you wanted him fixed. and
You'll
needed
probably.
him fixed.
You know what? There'll probably be others up there with braces too.
Probably.
Because,
But
my stomach hurts. I'm like, oh, buddy.
she was just laughing at
I
me.
did. That's,
I was
I'm
like,
terrible about that stuff.
No one in our house has
Okay.
ever had braces. We've never done that.
Yeah.
People always ask me if I had braces
really?
all the time. Yeah. I remember.
Everyone used to get them like in 3rd grade, it seemed
Yeah.
like, or like 4th, 5th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think lots of different people at different times. I don't really.
I
I don't know
was-
how it gets determined.
Yeah,
but
I had always felt bad. I thought he kept like, come on, I'm gonna get my teeth fixed, and then COVID happened, and I'm like, oh God, I really waited too long, but actually the kid that's going for the orthodontics, he was like, because I said that, I go, I really felt like I kind of dropped the ball on that and kind of got neglected with that, and he goes, actually, you did this at the right time because they wouldn't have been able to do that until he was fully grown.
I was gonna say they probably needed him
Since
to.
he had to be at
not
his,
that I know much about it,
yeah,
but
full growth
yeah.
plate because pattern or whatever, because it would have had to be done again or whatever. So I was like, okay, yay, I wasn't a terrible mother for not getting your teeth fixed right away.
Well,
No.
Just think if I never would have hit myself with that bat.
I know.
That's
And
that's like why it's all bent.
Yeah, It wouldn't been
is that what it stems from?
Yeah,
Do
when
you
I was
remember that,
younger.
man?
Mm-hmm.
He broke
Yeah.
my window that day
It
or that
was-
week, and then ended up hitting himself with that. bat.
It was, yeah. Isn't it weird though how things like all they learn that as
Butterfly
you grow up. It
effect.
all comes, it all
Yes.
comes at once, and then you skate good for quite a while. So
Well, they even when he did that, they put him under to try to pull
yeah,
his
I
job
remember
back
that was
out.
yeah.
Just it wouldn't. They're like, we tried. It's just not gonna. I'm like, yeah.
How old was he?
Oh,
He was real. I mean,
was pretty
Like
little,
11 or
no, you
younger
were
than
younger
that?
than that.
Was
You
I?
were- Yeah.
yeah,
Dang.
yeah. You were.
I mean, I don't know.
I can't
I'm
remember.
Pretty young.
Yeah,
You were pretty
I'm
young.
trying to remember it all.
I just that week.
like
broke
third
my-
grade.
or second. I mean,
Eight.
like you were. I mean, that age probably, or a little younger even. I don't. It was
Yeah,
pretty little.
I don't feel like it was that little, but okay.
Really?
I don't know. I could swing a bat. Fine.
Well, we were at the other house.
Yeah.
Or
You're pretty
Brody, you've been swinging a bat since you were out of the womb. I'm pretty sure. So that's not gonna help us
I guess.
determine
True.
your age.
guess,
True.
yeah.
True.
But it was because I tried hitting a basketball. That's what it was. I tried hitting a
back and
basketball with the bat, and I didn't hit it hard enough, obviously, and it came back and smoked me in the face, and I just like, I didn't like notice it at first, and all of a sudden blood just started gushing out of my mouth, and I was like, kind of hurts a little now.
Yeah.
Like
Better
it like
tell
it
Mom.
stunned me. Like when I did it, and it hit
Sure
me,
it
like I didn't
did,
expect it.
yeah.
I'm like, okay, whatever, and it just started bleeding out my mouth. I was like, something ain't right here.
No, definitely wasn't.
Yeah.
And now you have to go through all this fun stuff.
Stupid.
I do not
basketball.
remember that at all.
Well, you'd have been.
You've been younger than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You're
I have
younger.
like memories of like being at the Hoyt's house when I was like really little, like when Hayden was born. Because I remember
Yeah.
I have a memory of
Yeah.
Heavy telling me how to say Hayden's name. She's like, it's Hayden.
Probably because you were constantly walking around. Because you were even watching them when I was
Yep.
like during tax season
Yep.
when I was pregnant with Hayden, and you'd carry around the ultrasound picture and say, "This is my little sister Miley."
Miley Cyrus.
No, it's your little brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heavy
That
just
was
kept-
probably Heathy was probably like, no.
She's like, it's
Not
Hayden.
quite.
Hated.
That's hilarious.
I know. I love when memories pop up on my Facebook. I actually had one not that long ago, and I had all you kids. You were a little older. We must have been having like a movie day at my house.
Oh,
'cause
and all the popcorn,
and,
and
they're just.
and yeah, and the red. I saw that the
yes.
other day too.
I was
Mhm.
like, oh,
Yeah,
where did those littles go?
I know. I know.
I know. I'm
What was-
I love that.
What was that picture of me and Garrett that you sent me the other day?
Oh, that might have been that movie night.
It was just us super little.
Yeah.
It's just a picture of me and
I
Garrett.
think that was at that movie night, and then I got one of you and you,
We have a
Brody,
football game
Garrett,
one too.
and
That's so
Carly.
cute.
Yeah,
Yes.
you
Oh,
for it at one of
so
the
little.
high school football games, and you guys are all little and just cheesing as big as you
Yep.
could. It was.
Yeah, and then now next year it's gonna be me and Garrett's podcast.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said that. He's like, I think I should take over for you since I'm your brother.
Sobers
was-
asked me
yeah.
about it today.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah.
So is it a go? Is that gonna happen?
Well,
if he gets in the class.
Something he is because there's something else. There's something that was conflicting that Garrett
With his
wasn't gonna be
schedule.
able to take it. But then he texted me and he was like, I don't know how he said it. But Miss Houston must have changed something, but he can take the class now. So
Awesome.
it's gonna be the
She's such a magic worker, isn't she?
oh my
I mean,
gosh.
she's just amazing.
I don't know how she does
I
all
don't
that she
know
does,
either.
and she just keeps
But
on
she's,
going.
I know she's awesome.
Yeah, she's great.
it's like all the time, nonstop.
Miracle
Yes.
worker, I guess. I
Right.
said magic worker. I don't know.
Magic
Is that a
too.
thing?
I mean,
But
it's
yeah,
gotta
she's
be.
got a wand somewhere.
Yeah.
I know she doesn't have a wand. I know she puts a lot into it.
A lot. Yeah. No,
So-
she's great.
Sorry for anybody who wanted to maybe become a podcast person, but I mean,
Yeah. I wonder how he's gonna
Family
do though.
tradition.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, me too.
Because I don't know if Garrett really strikes me as a. I don't know.
well,
Like, I
Brody,
feel like a
Brody,
good
let's
farmer.
talk about how you were at the beginning of the year now
I
versus
think
now.
Garrett.
True.
I
That
think
is true.
Garrett will. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Have
he'll
you
be fine.
seen your brother in those plays? Those
I will say
those
he's
plays
pretty
and
funny,
those junior
like,
high
yeah.
plays, like oh my word,
I
no,
guess,
I
yeah.
think
I
he's-
remember I did the makeup for the one where he was. What was his name?
The
Where he was
the
the
nerd.
the
nerd?
glasses.
Oh,
I don't remember
yes.
what his name was, but I did his hair, and I have done the makeup for the J High plays like for a long time now since I was in J High, I guess. But I even did it during the J High play when I was in it. I got
Oh,
there
really?
early and did my own makeup, and then did everybody else's too, and hair because apparently I'm the only person who can do hair. It's every time something has to do hair. It's just
I
it's gotta be
remember
me.
that when I was in
Are you
school,
being
too.
controlling?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's just Silver's ass.
I get her.
Well, I
just
said that to
asking.
Silver today. I was like, it's always me that people ask to do things, and he was like, because you do it,
Because you do
because you
it.
say yes. But yeah. So I was backstage, in the green room, which for people who don't know, that's just the room where you get your hair and makeup done. I was just sitting in there during the show, and then Lorenzo texted me, and he was like, I literally am crying laughing at Garrett. Like, I can't stop laughing, and I'm being loud.
That is, he was too. That
Norman. Was his name Norman? No, I don't know.
Maybe. I don't, but
I feel like he just did that voice the other day, and I'm like,
even before my kids got in school, like after
It was
the
like
boys and I moved to Iowa, we would come
something.
to
Space Billy!
like
His name's
plays
Billy.
and things.
oh, okay.
But-
Norman.
And I have never seen a bad production, junior high or high school at Iowa Valley.
So
I
good.
haven't. They're always so good. But that play was one of my all-time favorites.
pretty
That
good.
was
Was that the one
that
where
was
Tate
so
rappelled
funny.
down
Yes.
from the balcony?
Yes.
I was like, what is
I know we were
happening?
like, oh, Tate.
There was a lot that went into that.
Yeah.
So
that was the
They were
COVID
supposed
year,
to.
right?
They were,
Yeah.
they were
They're-
supposed
yeah.
to do
And
that,
they
and
put
school
so
shut down right
much work
before.
into
I
that.
know, and they were
Yes.
all so heartbroken.
yeah,
and I was so grateful.
Carly
he
said
let
that
him
when
do
they
it in the
started that
fall.
again, like practice, like that is not even close to how that show was supposed to look. Like it was way different, and then they
Oh,
just
really?
had new ideas and stuff.
Well, that's
and then,
awesome.
like-
It was
Gave 'em
amazing.
more- yeah,
And
it was.
for like makeup and stuff,
outstanding.
I always go like the week before, so they're starting to go off script, and then I also like help a lot of them, like the junior high kids who need it, I guess. And I also like help build the set and stuff. Just like the week before the show, leading up to it, I just go to all the practices. And I was just sitting there, and then like Tate starts coming, or I was standing next to Silvers at the end of the stage or whatever, and then he's like, "Okay, now we got to get ready for Tate's thing." And I was like, didn't really think anything of it. And then it's like Tate is just coming down from the balcony. I was like, what is going on?
That was great.
That was awesome.
And then Dawson in the gorilla suit, because they were like, so Dawson's like pretending to like whip people, and I was like, what is he doing? Like, it's my first day. And then he was like, okay, you cannot tell anybody, but Dawson's gonna be this mystery monkey, like in the program, like had like the monkey and then like the dots, and then it had question marks.
Because
instead of-
remember
like-
that she's like, get Shelly's reaction. I'm like, we're not sitting together. And I sent you
Right.
the message, and Shelly was so upset. She's like, they left Dawson's name
Yeah,
out of the program.
Shelly, she's like,
And I'm like,
he didn't put his name in there.
I know.
I'm
And I'm like,
that's really why.
yeah,
He's not in
just-
there.
Yeah. And
Then we knew
afterwards,
why.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
we
it was
tried so
cute.
hard because that's when he had his mullet. and it was like coming out of the back, so again it was my job to try and get it so you couldn't see his mullet, and that was one of the hardest things I've ever done. Like I was like, Dawson, stop moving, as I'm trying to like pin his hair, and he's like, you're stabbing me.
Be like, now you know what we go through.
Yeah.
Oh,
Beauty is
goodness.
pain sometimes.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah, oh my gosh, Dawson, so this morning we so for the second year in a row, Tigers Got Talent, I'm doing the show choir again. And so sometimes some of the people, they say they're gonna do things and then they don't, which is okay, but like I already like had it planned out for like this number of people, and Ella was missing a partner, and Dawson was just sitting in the gym after wrestling this morning, and I was like, Dawson, come here. So he's gonna be in
So
it
he's in it
just
now.
because he was
Doss.
sitting in there. And then he's like,
That'll be awesome.
he was like, okay, I guess. So it's like choir plus Dawson.
Nice.
It's not the whole
awesome.
choir, but
Does he have to sing?
no, just dance.
Okay. I was gonna say.
But it's like partner dance work. Like he's done like all of it before.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah,
literally just
Dawson-
took moves. from
Dawson
partner
and
dance.
Carly were supposed to do the partner dance the year that they weren't able to have the recital because COVID.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, I was so looking forward to that because Carly was so tiny, and I was like, oh man, he'll really be
yeah.
able to.
Yeah,
and I think
so
they were going
so
to
we
it,
were-
but yeah.
I was trying to show them because like me and Dawson both are in the partner dance, and Ella's not, so she didn't really understand what I was trying to explain to her. I was like, Dawson, come here, and we just did the thing where like they hold our waist and then we jump, and I
Yeah.
like went really high up there, and Ella was like, I can't do that. And all I did was just jump, and he just like lifted me,
Yeah.
and I was like, Ella, we do this every Wednesday night.
I think the first time you and Garrett did it though, it caught you off guard with
Yeah.
how high Garrett
Oh
got
my god,
ya.
yeah. Well, my partner last year, like, he was like not as strong as Garrett, so like we could do the things. It's just Garrett can just do it like
Like it's
s-
nothing.
so
Yeah.
high, yeah. Like we tested it, so it's a little bit different. The one me and Garrett do, it's like I do a toe touch, but this one they just stay straight.
Yeah.
But the first time me and Garrett did it, I was like, oh my god, I got way up there. So in weight training, we tested how high I got, and it was like 52 inches or something off the
Sometimes
ground.
I'm glad that I'm not around to see what
oh,
they do.
I know. I
That
agree.
night when I snapped you from the studio, when I was up there watching, I'm like, I think I
The
need to
night
just
my
try.
boys said,
And
you
everywhere I
don't need
looked,
to
there was
come.
more kids, and I'm like, I
she's
just
so
gotta.
upset about that. No one.
No,
Yeah.
Mom,
These
you
are
don't need to
just-
be there.
Garrett
You didn't
just
need to
maybe
be there.
maybe that's what me and Garrett should do as our little like thing for the grand march, because we haven't
Do
really.
a little. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to
He
figure
just
something out
throws me on his
too.
shoulders like he does.
That's not gonna work in
I
that
know.
dress you're wearing there,
I know.
sister.
It's a joke.
Okay.
I was
Even-
thinking about
Yes.
doing a backflip. Wish I knew how to do.
Yeah, no.
Gosh.
We're in pre-calc today. Mr. Boland was like, we just like always kind of start with a conversation in the class. We don't start right away with math all the time. Today we were just talking, and then he was like, we should just find something to do, like not math. 'Cause he was like, you guys got prom tomorrow.
Nice.
And then so
And it's Friday.
yeah, the last period of the day on Friday. So we just went to the auditorium, and all of us were helping decorate. And
Nice.
Maddie's in that class. And then for some reason, I don't even know why Brody was there. Why were you in there?
So I was in art class and I already finished my project, so I was just walking around looking for something to do.
So yeah.
Brody.
I
So Brody
was.
walks in, and then they're like talking about handshakes, and Brody's like, actually, how about I do a backflip? Maddie,
Yeah.
I should do a backflip. And then
Yeah.
she's like, okay. And then I was like, you guys.
I don't know if that should happen.
No.
I think I should not practice at all and then try it out there in front of everybody.
Because then if you're just like, bam, on your back, like, he's
Everybody's
done
like,
for the night.
oh, and then I get up and shake it off, and then it's fine. And then everybody laughs.
Terrible
You'll be towards
idea.
the end, though. 'cause,
Terrible
like,
idea.
Maddie, shit.
But I think seniors go first.
Nope, it's the girl's
it
last name.
juniors?
And it doesn't matter what grade you're at. It goes by the girl's last name.
Really?
The girl's alphabetical order, yep.
This is showstopper.
Yeah. What?
I don't know. It's hey, we'll just go at the end, and then I'll do it.
Yeah. He's like, all you have to do is just, like, do this.
Yeah, if she
Yeah.
just puts her hand out and even just gives me a little oomph.
Oh
then
my
I can,
God.
I can probably
And
do
then
it.
you,
I think my heart just like skipped a beat
I do.
already. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh. I'm
No
I'm
way
like,
they're actually doing it. It's like plastic on the floor. He would slip.
Yeah, they have
Maybe
that.
I will do it.
No,
Brody.
he's not.
I guess we'll find out tomorrow.
Oh, I
Oh,
guess we'll
Brode.
find out.
We will.
make your-
Push the limits, buddy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Seem to
I
want to
know
do that a
they're-
lot lately.
I'm pretty good at it.
yeah,
I know.
you are. Oh gosh,
Probably
I'm,
the best.
that
I'll like
seriously made me a little like,
Do you think I'm actually
Right?
gonna do it?
you're gonna do something.
Maybe.
I will really be surprised if you don't. I mean,
I didn't even like
Yes.
think about that part, so
Are you and Gary doing something?
I don't. Well, I mean, probably, but not a backflip. But like, I don't know what.
Not that cool.
Because like Aubrey has this whole thing planned out with Evan and stuff, and I'm like, I did not think about that.
Maybe
Somebody's
we'll
like,
find something.
gotta
Yeah.
figure something out now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I follow this TikTok account, and it's like a school, basically what we do, but a different school. Like, I have no idea where it's at, but far away. But they have a bunch of like prom videos of those, so I'll probably just go steal one.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
That's what I'll do.
Real original, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
They-
only thing.
Theirs is like really high quality though. Like their student sections are like the size of like half of our like bleachers at like the football field. Like that's how big their student section is. Like they have a big school, and they
Yeah.
have like huge speakers and like crazy. Yeah, that's how I want it to be.
Massive school.
Yeah, well, no, big student sections.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's not
I
enough
think you guys
students.
have pretty impressive student sections.
For there for a while, it was like not a thing.
Well, I think it comes and goes, but
Yeah, I
it
agree.
depends on what everybody else has going on. Because there's a
Yeah.
lot of nights that there's.
Just so
So
much.
you're
going
right,
on
but-
that
Yeah.
But I like. Yeah, I think.
I love how they do like all these like theme nights.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
We never did that. I mean,
Yeah.
homecoming was the only time we ever
Really
like,
dressed
crazy-
up
but like
too much.
they go to the game like, even like the whiteout or the or like
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Hawaiian night or something. What did
We
you?
had
I mean,
we had Hawaiian, we had Hick, we had Neon.
Yeah. Like I
Yeah.
love that you guys do that. That's
Yeah.
that's
No,
awesome.
I think
Yeah.
it's,
I feel like
yeah.
it's fun to do it, but it's like if you're the one person who didn't dress up, that's embarrassing. So
You
everybody
are-
dresses
yeah,
up.
there's a lot of pressure to.
It's like if you don't dress up, then you could just get yourself all the way to the back. Like
Unless you're Mooey, who doesn't care.
He doesn't care
You'd be
about
like, I'm not
anything.
doing it.
yeah,
Just kidding.
No, I'm just gonna wear
He's like, "This is
sweatpants and a
fine."
sweatshirt.
Braid boy.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know I'm digging those.
I
took
didn't-
him out last
Did ya?
night.
I didn't know that like he got them redone. So this entire time I thought they were the same braids. I was
No.
like, Mason, like what are you doing? And he's like, my mom just redid them. And I was like, oh, okay.
I was gonna say, are you the one who got to do them all?
Yes.
I didn't know if he convinced all the girls in his class.
No.
to-
Well, I saw Skylar fixing one the other day, so.
Yeah.
It's when he sleeps and then they like fall out and then he's got like a poof just
Hey,
coming
Ryan,
out.
like, you have to fix this. I'm like, I don't have to fix it.
Yeah.
Like,
was his hair pretty curly?
it was. I
It
told
was,
him
like,
he looked
wavy.
like Sideshow Bob from, what is that? Simpsons.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like, who's Sideshow Bob? And I'm like, what? It was like that crimpy, like
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and Eric goes, you look like a shaggy dog, actually. And I'm like, kind of does that too with the bad haircut, the way
Like
he was
when,
looking.
yeah, the
Yeah.
bad haircut. Like when Carly was younger and we were still trying to grow out the mullet Sahara gave her when Sahara cut their hair one time.
Aw.
They
So
were
you
little.
cut their hair?
I be doing hair since day one. Brady.
Yeah, she.
It's in
well,
my
I was able
genes.
to make bangs for Sahara, but what she
That was
did
iconic.
to Carly's, I was like, oh my gosh. And Carly's hair grew so slow at that time, so I'm pretty sure. Don't you remember when she walked around with like a mullet-looking
so,
thing
yes.
for probably 2 years? It felt like. But yeah, she
Yes.
and you know she used to just. I mean,
Was it Carly
and
Sparkle
she-
Shine? What was?
Spar- oh
what
yeah,
was
when
it?
she added to her name, Carly
What was
Joyce Elizabeth Sparkle Shine Kanke.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But she one
Yes.
day came out.
She's
and
gonna
her
be so
hair was
mad,
a
like
little
she listens to
crazy,
this
and
anyway,
her
but she's-
outfit was spot on. And
Oh, I
I
love it.
started calling her Ace because she, Ace Ventura Pet
Yes,
Detective, when he
yes.
goes to the hospital
Alrighty
pretending
then.
to be a potential patient, and he's got the, yeah.
Oh my gosh, too funny.
I remember like just like the memories growing up, going to the Kimes daycare, and it's like fighting to brush her hair, like with her
Oh,
too.
Yes. You
I'd be
girls
like, can I
brushing your
just
hair
have
was-"
Grandma brush it? Cause
I'm like, okay,
she did
Grandma's
hair.
not here.
Yeah.
She's not here.
Grandma's
so
not
Take
here.
a few hours
You're
to
not
get
going
there.
without your hair brushed.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I only had
Good
like
times.
one kid out of the 5 cut their hair. Who do you think it was?
Garrett.
Nope.
Was it Brady?
Nope.
No, I don't even know who it was.
Mooey.
That was my next guess.
You guys.
Mason cut his hair.
I couldn't even like. Oh,
There was no
I will have to
fixing it?
dig up the pictures. 'Cause I'm like,
There was no fixing Carly's
come out of that
either.
bathroom,
She
I'm
didn't
like-
do it to herself.
He did? What?
and it was right here, and I'm like, a buzz cut really didn't even fix that. It was so bad. I was just like,
well,
no.
well, at least I didn't have to shave Carly's hair. She just had like a mullet.
I'm gonna have to dig up those pictures. It was, I think Heathy has them actually because she of course I posted that on or she posted that on Facebook, but I was just like, mooey, right, just right through there. I guess Sky. I used to think she would go to Eric's mom's house and, like I could tell like there was like hairs that were like kind of cut or looked cut, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, and then we were over there one weekend, and her and I both went up to the bathroom, and she was getting her comb out of the drawer that she uses. It was a razor, like one of those razors
Oh
that
yeah.
has a teeth.
Oh yes.
And I was like, oh my God, that is what she's doing. She's been combing her hair with that razor. Like that's, I mean, you know, it wasn't horrible, but I was like,
no, but
why did she have like some? I
thinning
mean,
it
she's thinning
out.
that out. She didn't want that thick hair. I was like, what is happening? 'Cause it wasn't like it was cut, but I was like, she was combing her hair with that
yeah.
razor. So I was the only one that was like, oh, honey, no. I'm like, Grandma, we need to put this up. That one cannot be out because it was her comb.
well, you know.
Yeah, the things they did. Oh gosh.
Ever since I can remember, I've been doing people's hair forever. I don't know. Mom,
think-
how old was I when I learned to braid? Do you know? I taught myself.
No,
I know
you
that.
were pretty young. I mean, I did it with you some when you were younger, but yeah, you kind of just took the reins
Yeah.
and just ran off and did it. But
It's in my
Yeah,
DNA.
and-
I
yeah,
said
you and Andrea used to like to do a lot of hair and
Yeah.
makeup. Oh boy, your Grandma Linda, she was a trooper. She
Oh.
she had some doozy doos.
That's awesome.
I remember
great.
remember asking her when I go to her house, I'd ask her if she would braid my hair like Dorothy's, like from The Wizard of Oz. Like that's how she would just do 2
Aw.
braids.
Yeah.
But that's what I would ask for.
You guys would paint fingernails.
Yeah, and then-
she would have like 10 different color fingernails, but she was a trooper and wore it. And
Yeah. I remember like the smell of the nail polish, like doing it with them. It's a very, very long time ago. That's so weird. Yeah. I think Kinsey was the one who taught me how to do a fishtail braid.
Yes.
Oh, maybe.
At the Kinsey picnic.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
Because she
She
was doing
was.
Skylar's, and I was
Uh-huh.
like, I want that.
Yeah. Yep.
Or I
Yeah.
don't know who she was doing. Was it Skylar?
It was probably. I mean,
Yeah.
because Eric worked there too
Mhm.
at that time, maybe.
Yeah.
Or they took him. Yeah.
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 Yep. I
We
think we
did.
were
I
all
always
down
did
there.
a lot of. Debbie was always really good about
Mhm.
letting us
Yeah.
do that too. Like,
yeah.
let me try this on your
Mhm.
hair. Or and then it got to the point where I was in high school. She's like, oh, hey, you want to do my hair? I'm going to wherever. And I'm like, yeah, let me.
Mhm.
You know, a lot of my pictures of her, I was like,
Mhm.
oh, look, where
Yeah.
she's in there. I did her hair that day, so I had to take a picture. Or,
Uh-huh.
you know, like that.
I've got pictures of hair and makeup that she never does my hair and makeup anymore, but I've got some pictures when she did it when she
You never
it was
asked
some
me.
doozies. Some
And I
doozies.
did Christmas. Well, we did hair in the bathroom on Christmas.
I know, but I think I did mine and you did yours.
But you
because
were together.
I did. We were.
But
So, and
you
I
were
told
together.
John, and
But you never asked.
he was like so annoyed with me. Not annoyed is not the right word, but after, because I asked for hot rollers for Christmas,
Oh, yeah.
and part of the reason, full disclosure, I haven't even used them yet. I will.
Not
It's just my hair is so
true.
thick; it
She's
takes a
used
long
them,
time. I
Jock.
haven't.
She's used
I,
them.
well,
If
he
looked
no,
at
he
'em?
knows why. I go. When I was their age, this is like what we used
Yeah.
on our hair all the time,
Oh, yeah.
and really, my hair's so thick that I need to get a second set. That's
Oh, yeah.
really why I haven't.
Yep.
But, and he's like, so that's what you asked for Christmas was something they could use, and I'm like, well, it's memories of us
Yes,
together.
yes.
Well, yeah, 'cause I remember, like,
because he's
y-
like, you won't ever for yourself, and
Like-
I'm like, I know, but
Usually I'm just
So,
teaching
yeah, we had-
myself how to do hair, or I'm teaching other people, but I've never had anyone teach me how to use something like hair or makeup or anything like that, because
baloney, I showed you the hot roller.
that's what I'm
Oh,
about to
okay.
say.
Baloney.
Get out of
I'm
here.
gonna call you out on that.
Yeah.
That's right.
I was literally gonna say, but you were teaching me how to use them, and it was just weird. Like, why? I was like, I can figure this out. I'll be fine. But I was like, what is this?
Are yours like
Yeah.
the plastic ones, or do they have at least some of that like little felt? Or
No,
something
they
on
have
it?
the felt on it,
'Cause
and
let me
it's
tell you, some
I
of those
didn't.
can get so hot.
I
You're like,
know
putting, like,
they do.
"Oh!"
I know, and I'm like, oh man, I forgot. Like you
Burn
you
your
burn out. I know. I'm
fingers.
still pretty sure that like I don't have accurate fingerprints because I think the
Oh,
tips are all
yeah.
burnt off from.
Yep,
Yeah, but
I could agree with that.
it
But
was-
man,
yeah.
some of those got so.
But what's nice
hot.
about the ones I got for Christmas is they don't have that like
metal
that
clip?
stabs into your head.
Yes.
It's like a
Yeah.
like a jaw clip or
Mhm.
something, a clamp or whatever.
that goes
Yeah,
yeah,
remember those metal?
100 times better.
And you're like, oh, that's poking me.
I
Or especially
know.
like if you like went to bed
Right.
with them, I'm like, ow.
Right.
You know.
I know.
It's just things that I feel like most guys will never understand, because at state wrestling we straightened a little bit of Peyton's hair. I wasn't even close to his face, and he's like, "Stop! You're gonna burn me. That's
Well, I
hot."
don't blame him. I'd
And-
be scared of you if you were coming at
I
me
was
with
like-
something.
I was like, "I do this every day of my life. I know what I'm doing." And he's like, "I don't think you do know what you're doing."
That's
Yeah. Well.
funny. Like I do.
Team Peyton here.
I before Brody ever got his perm, he's like, we just like put curls in my hair to see what it looks like, and I'm like, you are not gonna like this. I go, that's probably the only
Well, I
time.
hate my straight hair. I just don't like it the way it looks.
Yeah, and so we did.
Yeah,
but
the
he
perm
was
looks
pretty
fine.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
the perm was good. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little sad that I like it when it's
Kind of in
almost
between.
gone.
Like-
But he said he's done doing them, which is fine. I never wanted to do them when he first started. I'm just like, no.
How many do you do? Like 3 though.
Oh, more than that.
How long
Probably
did I
2 a
have it?
year, and you've had them for the last 3 years, haven't you? Quite a while.
I think I got it my sophomore year wrestling.
Oh my gosh, I remember because
that
Kriegel
like
kept
maybe-
calling you like the Raggedy Ann doll or something. What did he call you? Something like that? No.
Annie.
Annie.
Yeah,
Annie?
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
it was
yeah.
Annie.
And I was like, oh, the first time I saw it, I was like, Brody,
What did
why
you do?
did you? I mean, it didn't
I thought
look
it was
bad, but it was
cool.
just different.
He asked and asked for so long for a
Yeah.
perm, and I'm just like, for one, they take forever.
Yeah.
And they
And
stink.
I didn't have any of my stuff anymore. Like, I got rid of all my hair stuff. And I'm like, I'm like, Brooke, can I borrow your perm rods? And she's like, okay. And I'm like, Brody wants a perm, you know. And I ended up having to buy my own because it was like, I can't keep borrowing hers. These kids be wanting perms all the time.
Yeah, I remember.
A bunch of people got them after me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that was like a thing
was
there for
crazy.
a second. I mean, some people
Yeah.
still kind of do it, but not as much as it was. Like, it was like a thing to get boys
It
to get a
was.
perm. But I remember, like,
It was when I was
Yes,
school.
it was-
I
but
know,
maybe
but,
a little
like,
bit younger than you
yeah.
guys. Like I
it was
remember.
definitely more like
it
curly
was-
back.
uh-huh,
Like,
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I just walk into wrestling practice and there's Brody and I was like, what?
Yeah.
You know what? And I liked it. Don't listen to her.
I didn't say it was bad, but like I did not expect to walk into wrestling practice with Brody.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I was so mad that he kept asking me, and I'm like, you know what? No, we're doing
Yeah,
this.
I remember
Because you're
this.
gonna hate it, and I can't wait for you to hate that.
And I
And then
loved
I
it.
did it, and I was like, oh God, I actually kind of like it too. Now I'm gonna have to do that all
Well,
the time.
now I feel like it just works with a perm
yeah,
rather than
yeah. But he hasn't. You haven't had one for a long. It's almost all cut out.
Yeah.
I know.
Your next haircut, you're not gonna have anything.
It like
left.
looks weird. Like when I get out of the shower and then I like, if I like dry it really fast, the front like curls up in the front, and then the rest is it completely flat.
Yeah.
So I was like, this doesn't look that good.
I know before your last haircut, I was like, are you sure? Because I will not be able to perm that if you know, depending on how
Yeah.
short you want to go. He's like, I don't think I want perms anymore. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I
I go,
figured
"You
if
sure?"
I kept coming back for perms in college,
I mean, I wouldn't mind, but.
I know. I'm so thankful that you cut my hair because I have no clue what to ask for.
And he's the worst.
Oh yeah.
So picky. What do you
I am.
want? I don't know. But then, like,
But if it looks bad, I'm
yeah.
very upset with her.
I'm like, I got to work myself up for his haircuts because I'm like, Jesus,
She
he hate
hates
me when
giving
this
me
is
hair.
over. I don't know.
That's probably sometimes why you gotta send them to somebody else.
And
I've
he's
never been.
Well, so
I
we're-
know. No,
we
I
were
know.
talking about that. I'm like, what would you do if you?
I wouldn't
had
even know what to ask for.
He goes, I don't even know what I'd ask for. And I'm like, really? And he goes, mm-mm.
you just show him like a picture.
I guess I could. I don't know. I've
Yeah.
never been.
Yeah.
Just explain it to them the same way you explain it to your mom.
It's a lot of yelling.
Yeah,
So
it is.
I can't really be like,
It
It's a
really
lot of,
is. I
what do you want? I'm like, I don't know.
I
dread
Mom
when he
life.
says a haircut, and I'm like, oh, it takes a few days before I'll even agree to it because I'm
Yeah.
just like, you know, we're gonna be mad at each other.
Yeah.
It's
Most
just-
of the time.
Yeah,
Most of the
yeah.
time.
I'm just like, I don't want to.
It's always a fight.
Little
It
darlings.
is. It is. Always
Yeah.
a fight.
What
I
about
know. Garrett goes all week. He's like, haircut. I'm like, yeah. And then it got busy. So this morning he's like, haircut tonight? And I'm like, yes. I'm sorry. I told you we were going to do that before prom, so I had time to.
Yeah.
But he's getting a haircut tonight.
Yeah, it's a
He goes, I'm going to buzz it. And I go, no, you're not.
I was gonna how are haircuts with Garrett because he told me like this week he's like just so you know I'm gonna get one like
Yes.
before prom.
And it is not for lack of him asking. It is for me being like, yes. And then I'm like, oh, forgot. Or this is going on.
There's, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So I did say, I said, well, tonight we'll do it. Yeah. What? Are we taking too long?
It's been
No.
like over an hour.
Already?
Really?
Yeah.
nuh-uh.
No
Is this the
way.
first one?
Well, like about an hour.
No, I don't
See,
think so.
I
We
love
didn't
these.
start
These
till
things
probably
go so
close to quarter
fast.
to 4 or later. I don't know.
I'm gonna.
Well,
I'm
that's like
gonna
what
miss
time?
these.
An hour later? No.
Like we're not gonna have these all summer.
I mean.
Oh, why
I am
can't- yeah,
so
let's
sad
get
about
together.
this.
Like, look,
I know,
let's get
look,
together
what?
this summer. Maybe we should start our own.
You should.
You
you
go ahead
imagine
and
Mr.
do that.
Stories?
Yeah.
Mr.
Seriously,
Sobers,
do it.
Yeah.
we need some guidance.
Yeah. It.
Oh, speaking of guidance in podcasts, guess who asked Sobers for guidance in podcasts?
I know, that's awesome.
About Plane did. Emailed
I know,
Sobers.
it's
yeah.
so cool. You guys are.
Yeah,
See,
Miss
look, you
Thiessen talked.
trendsetter.
I
Miss
know.
Thiessen
Look at
talked to her
that.
about
I
it.
know.
Yeah.
Applaud for
Miss
that.
Thiessen goes, would you know what to do for this? I go, you could probably ask Sobers. So Sobers might know.
Because
a little more.
Sobers pulls me in the hallway and he's like, come here. And I was like, I'm thinking for it because he always does. And he's like, so I get an email from the Belle Plaine School District. And I was like, uh-oh. I was like,
What I do? No.
I was like,
What happened?
I didn't do anything, but I was like, where is this going? And he was like, they want to be like us. They want to know how we
That's awesome,
podcast.
yeah.
And then I was like, well, we should get like someone on here from there.
Yeah.
And so we were talking, and Brock keeps telling me he wants to be on our podcast. And Silver said that he could. If his people say yes, then Silver says.
Is that the one who wanted it, or do you know who it
I don't know
was?
who wanted it. He just said the Belle Plaine administration, which, of course, all people.
Of
Like,
course,
it
We're
has
just
to be them.
trendsetters.
Yeah,
We're
it's
Yeah,
so
that's
exciting.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like this, I seriously am gonna. If these won't be through the summertime, I'm gonna miss it.
Well,
I know it's
I know.
summertime, but
We should, yeah, we can do one.
Brody has all the stuff at home.
I do as a thing.
He really does. He's had it for a long time.
Hey,
Andy.
bro.
Did you
I
not
just-
know
I
this?
know I did know that, and I kind of forgot. And so, yeah, I think your mom and I,
Sounds good.
yeah, I
Could
think
you
we should.
imagine? Oh,
I don't
Think
know
about it, you
if
could
that
talk
would be
about
like
literally
a school
anything.
podcast
Right.
anymore.
I
We-
know.
right.
No.
Like, no, no, probably not.
Edit it. We would.
Well, even I told you guys the first time. I'm like, I just hope I don't cuss on
Oh my
there.
gosh,
Like,
it's fine.
That's
you
it.
know,
I know.
like I'm like, keep it clean, keep it clean.
It's a school podcast, but like at the same time, like
You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
But still, I'm like, I don't look bad.
Yeah.
Say those
I
things, and
know.
sometimes they just come out.
It's okay. Mr. Bullen cussed on ours, but it was
Yeah.
fine.
And you
he's
told
like-
him you were going
I
to
think
edit
so.
it out, and you
I
And I
did
did.
not.
I
Sobers,
did.
I think
I
Sobers
know.
did too. Didn't
I
he?
did.
He say something?
He might
maybe?
have.
And I was like, ooh, get it. And I was like, I was proud of myself that first time for not saying
I know.
a
I feel like
cuss
I
word.
need
That's what
to
everybody
listen to it
says, though,
before
when
you
they
guys,
come
'cause
on.
I'm like, have I?
You haven't said
No,
anything.
we've been pretty clean.
Yeah, you guys are good.
We've been good.
Yeah.
we've been
We have watched we've been watching our mouths today.
Yeah.
Now, catch us outside of here and may not happen. No. But it's fun.
Yeah. What would you guys call it? You think? Something about moms?
Probably something about
mom
the-
life.
it's got to have something to do with having 5 kids
Crazy.
each.
Yeah.
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 Like,
Yeah, the
that's
requirement
just
to
a-
be on the podcast is you have to have 5 kids.
So Shelly could do
At
it with us
least.
too. Like
Yeah,
there's the
she
group
sure
we had
could.
between the 3 of us girls. We had 15 kids there.
Yeah,
At
I
get
know.
together. Not
I didn't even
there's
think of
other-
it
Oh
like
my
that.
gosh.
15
it was-
kids.
Speaking of that,
It's actually a
there-
lot.
there's a picture on my mom's Facebook, and it's at like the Smith's old house, and it's like
oh, and you guys
slide
are all
through.
lined up?
No.
Oh.
Well, I don't know. I think it might have been that day. I don't know. But like you're like sliding through, and the first one, Addison and Dawson at the top of the slide, and he's scrolling, Dawson backwards at the bottom, Addison at the top laughing at him. Like she clearly pushed him down. It's
Yes,
so
that's
funny. Like I
awesome.
remember I found that and I sent it to her. I was literally crying laughing.
That's
It's so
awesome. Like,
funny.
I've got one of like, I don't know, there had to have been probably 18 of you
At least. Probably.
lined up on the
Sidewalk.
and
I've seen that
waiting
picture.
so patiently because Heathy was coming through.
I
to give you guys
remember
I was
that.
like
popsicles.
the only person that can get all those kids to
Uh-huh.
sit down and not make a peep.
Heavy.
Heavy. Heavy spoke. Everybody listened.
Yep.
And they're just
Yep.
like this. Just. We're like, oh,
I know,
Heavy. If it
little
would've been us,
angels.
They wouldn't even sat down to get those popsicles.
I
It's like,
know.
bring it over here. And Heavy's like, sit on the sidewalk. And I'm not kidding. The whole sidewalk.
Yeah, there was. I've got a
And just
picture of it. It's just like
patiently
the
waiting
whole,
for your
yep.
popsicles. And we're like, us moms back there going, what?
Right.
Are you kidding me?
We should have
Are
left.
you kidding me? Like, that was like, out.
So here, I'll
Heavy's
wrap these
got 'em.
guys out. Was that the night that we went? We left earlier than the rest of you.
I don't remember.
Nobody. Well, there was one night that we left earlier. My family left earlier than the rest of you. And
Gosh,
I
don't
woke
remember.
up the next. Oh my gosh! I blamed the boys and their friends. I woke up the next morning. My house was TP'd. My house was
Yep.
TP'd.
It was our anniversary
And
weekend.
yes. Gee, why did they want to leave earlier? But okay.
Yeah,
I
that's,
mean,
that's
and
right.
so I did. We woke up and it was TP'd, and I blamed the boys and their friends, or the boys' friends. And
How old were they though?
oh, poor Austin Carney. You know I love you, Austin. I was like, Austin,
he's
don't you lie to
listening.
me. And I'll send it to him. And so yeah, and
this is great.
how many years later was it?
A lot of years later.
Somebody accidentally ratted themselves.
no
out.
idea it was us.
It was your mother and your aunt
Oh, I believe
and
it,
your
yeah.
aunt
And
and
Shelley.
Shelly, and you guys made poor little Sam Lorenz go along with you.
She drove us, and we're like, we just ton of toilet
There
paper.
was tons.
everywhere. We're like,
All
we're
those
getting
trees.
them
What were you
from
gonna
here.
do if
That's
the
what you get
cops
for leaving
pulled up?
early.
But
No,
we went
we wouldn't.
years without them knowing.
It was a
us.
long time.
It was
I mean,
great.
it's probably
So like,
only
did
been
Trey
a
and
couple of years
Lorenzo like
ago that I
suffer
found out.
punishments?
Oh, I mean, we weren't mad. We
No.
were just like,
That was great. I forgot about that.
they're like, why would we do it to our own house if we knew you were going to be? I was like, well, it's probably you and your friends going around doing it to people, and you two were with us, so your friends came and did. Like, I don't know. It was
I
just,
have no idea.
well, because they were going through a ding dong ditching
Oh,
phase at that
Lorenzo
time
always
too.
like Lorenzo. I'll be like, oh, when me and my friends hang out, we don't really do anything. And he's like, no, you gotta go ding dong ditch people. Like, no, I can't.
I have no idea how you did not hear us out there. Because
I don't know either, to be
man,
honest.
Yeah,
We
she
were
wakes
just-
up to everything.
We were.
I never used to, but I
So
am such a
loud
light
and
sleeper now.
s-
Yeah,
we
I
were
don't have
laughing
any
so
idea how I
hard.
didn't. But
That was great.
Yeah.
That was a good time. Oh, we used to have fun.
yeah, I was just like, what
Used
in
to
the
have
world?
fun.
I
It was
remember
all-
you going somewhere. We were in a vehicle when you finally found out that it was us. I know you because we're like, you had
I'm
no
like,
clue it was
that
us.
was no.
We were going somewhere.
Not.
And we're like, oops.
like, and it really wasn't that long ago.
Yeah,
I mean, it's only been a few years ago,
so
probably,
was it
that
like
I
when
found
we
out
were
it was
going to,
Jace.
Country Fest or rock.
No,
one
it
of the-
was like way after that I
was?
found out. Yeah,
my
it's only probably been
gosh.
2 or 3 years
Yeah.
that I
I
found
just
out.
remember we were all going
Yeah.
somewhere and we were like, you didn't know that was us? Like, we were good.
How old were Trey and Lorenzo though? Like for their
Oh, like,
friends?
I don't know, high school.
I would say,
probably-
junior high, high
Whenever
school. age. I mean,
like I converse, not that I do it all the time, but if I ever do with Trey and Lorenzo's like friends from high school, they're like, "Oh, you make me feel so old."
Uh-huh. I know, that's funny. They're all you younger kids are. I'm hearing from all those guys. They're like,
Yeah.
those kids make me feel so old now. I'm like, how do you guys think you make me feel?
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
them getting married and whatnot. Like,
Mhm.
whoa.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
We watched the lip dub today because we were talking
from
about
when they were in high
because
school.
we're gonna
that they all
like
did?
remake it.
Yeah.
And so Mr. Boland plays it, and he's like, "You ever seen
They were
this?"
all really excited about that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Mr. Boland is like, "You ever seen this? Are you getting pointer sickness?" And I was like, "Mr. Boland, I've watched this a billion times." And like my brothers are in it, and it's like their friends. They're like, "Oh, that guy I think used to come to my house kind of often." I don't know what his name is, but because they were all just kind of there, and I was like, "Oh, I'm pretty sure Lorenzo like still hangs out with that one." I don't know.
That one.
There's like only select
Yeah,
few that I like. Because there's a lot of them, but there's like a few that like Gabe, that I remember them, you know? Like Gabe and Tyler and Esteban. I mean, that's kind of weird.
Isaac.
Oh, yeah, Isaac. Yeah, sometimes I'll tell people, like, yeah, like, because everybody loves Isaac.
Mhm.
And I'll be like, yeah, he's like friends with my brother. And they're like, wait, actually? Like, thinking that this is going to get them, like,
Off of something.
Yeah.
I know. Oh,
Did
there
you
is
know
so
that
funny.
I'm friends with
They're
Sahara?
like,
Yeah.
I was with you and some of your. Yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh, you girls are
Aw.
too much.
yeah.
How our kids have grown.
Mm-hmm. I know. We were talking about that at work at lunch the other day, and I said, man, in the same day, and did you see how I had them lined up on the counter there?
What?
I got Davis and Brody's graduation invites in the
yeah.
same day. Did you? And I was just like, I was telling Brooke, and she goes, yeah, Chad, I told Chad, we're getting to the age where we've got like friends. And I go, and I said, it's, I know like it makes sense to Sarah that like these are the big boys, but like for Shelly and I, these two were the start of the littles, even though there's like a gap with
Right,
all these seventh
right,
graders that we
right,
all have, like
right.
a
Right. We all have kids
squad
that are
of,
exactly like this.
but
and
I'm like, so we did that. And then I'm like, it's been 7 years since I had somebody graduate. So seven
gosh,
and
yeah.
8 years were when,
Yeah.
and I'm like, so we had, and now I'm like, and it's just going to
Keep
be
going.
the domino
it's not
effect. And
gonna
I'm
stop
like,
for
I like to-
several
No,
years.
it's
I like
not.
to
We've-
make my mom feel
like, how
not
did
feel
this-
old, but like I
I'm
was
like,
ho-
I can't talk to you.
I was
I'm
holding
just not talking
Brody's
to you
I
right
was
now.
holding Brody's graduation. I was like, this is gonna be me next year, and she's like, stop, don't
I'm
even
like,
say
I'm not
that.
even talking about this right now.
Oh, when I say how many days I have left
And
of
I know.
school, she like starts to get all sad. She's like, "Stop talking, stop talking."
I'm like,
Even like
I
2 months ago,
just-
I'm like, "Oh, it's coming up here soon." She's like, "Don't talk to me right now."
I will say this has affected me more than I ever thought it would. Hot Mess Express, I've always been
Uh-huh.
the crier,
Me
but
too, I get
I'm
it.
just like, well, this is his
Like, I'm
last
really-
birthday that he's going to be at home,
I
and I
know.
get to give him his.
I know, I'm really-
Like, it started back then. I'm like, next year on his birthday, he's going to be at college, or
Yeah.
I'm really
you
like
know.
excited for what's to come or whatever,
I
but
am
I'm just
too,
like,
but-
I just
we kind
Yeah.
of talked about that on that
Like-
last
Mhm.
podcast. Like, you'll never
mm-hmm.
all your kids won't be living with you anymore. I'm like, this is going to be my start of that.
It just
I mean,
Yeah,
of
it-
course, like, excited to see
Mhm.
what they're going to do, but it was a little harder for me than I was expecting.
it's
I'll be all right, but
I just, I'm like
I feel like mom is
that
ready
gap,
to get rid
like,
of Trey
really-
and Lorenzo. Like, go to the military.
No.
God.
I'm like, well, see, here's the thing about y'all when you're teenagers, even the best of you.
it's rough.
You can, and
You can love them so much one minute, and the next minute you just want to be like,
so
She always says,
Lorenzo
"Hope,
turned
hope they take me
20.
to jail." That's what she
or,
says to us
I
all
mean,
the time.
Sahara turned 12, and 2 weeks later, Lorenzo turned 20, and exactly 2 weeks later, and I was dancing around like a crazy train, and I know they were all like, well, they're used to me being worried, but they're like, what is her deal? And I'm like, I have 50 weeks without a teenager in this house, and I am going to save her. Every one of them.
Yep.
And now, and then you, like, last year you'd be like, oh, I don't have any more kids in the elementary. And then
I
I'm
know,
like,
it's
and
like
then
a-
I'm like,
that was a weird
Mom, in a
feeling.
few months I have to take my senior
That's so
pictures.
weird.
And you're like, stop.
I'm
Just
like,
don't even talk to
I,
me.
you know what? Just give me a minute. I'm like,
Lorenzo
"Just
says
give
the
me a
same
minute."
thing when I say that. Like, before I got
I
my
know.
license, I'd be like, Lorenzo, I can almost drive. And then he's
I
like,
know.
that's so weird. Stop talking about
I
it.
know. I think it's hard for your brothers. Like, but I'm just like with all you guys. But I'm like, 20 years. Like, Shelly and I had somebody in that building for 20 years, and so it's kind of
done. Yeah.
it's.
It was weird for me to start work this year and not take kids with me.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
And yell at them in the room to be quiet
Yeah.
before school. I'm like, you're not coming with me again if you can't be quiet in here.
They
Every
always
day
went.
they were with me.
Oh.
And
Don't
now
you
it's
love
funny
it?
because Callie, she'll bring her kids with, and she's like, "You guys," I'm like, "Oh, they're fine." Like, you know, like they're.
No, I
it's,
do.
It's, and
I
I
know.
feel her
It's-
pain
it's
because
the
every
circle
time I
of- I
took the
know.
kids, I was like,
I know.
"I'm so sorry." And I'm just like, "Oh, they're fine."
But it like makes you miss it, you know.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, yeah, because
It does.
in the moment it's so chaotic, but
and you think,
you know, and it's just even just like right now for how busy it is,
Yeah.
you know, it's that'll be missed too, but yeah, you
I
know,
feel like
seeing
right
and I
now
love
is
when I
probably
see
going to be the most
people with all
busiest
these
they'll
little
ever
wild
be.
ones.
Like, once I'm gone,
you don't think
then I
it'll be
feel
as
like
busy?
no, it'll be busy. But like right now, like considering me, Hayden, and Carly are all in the same building, and next year, like that's gonna be like the worst. But then after I'm gone, it's just gonna start.
Yeah, this is my
Ours
round
will
2
not.
with that. Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was
Ours will
gonna.
not slow down.
There was like
No.
it's like people. I'm the middle kid, but I'm also the oldest. I don't know, cause it's like we have that big
That
gap.
gap.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I played both roles
it was-
actually.
Yeah, that was pretty busy for me, especially when your dad was second shift and your brothers and you
worst.
guys were all little, and you've been there, yeah, you know. But you just, I mean, everybody's busy, and
I remember
yeah,
when
that's why
Trey
I
came
always
back
say
from the
it takes a
military.
village, and
And it was like he left when I was in 4th grade, but came back when I was in 8th grade. So like that time going from 4th grade to 8th grade, I grew up like a lot. And
I
then
think that was like culture shock for
yeah,
him,
he was
too.
like I'd be like, oh, I have to go do this for school, and he was like confused,
Like,
like you're
what?
not old enough to be doing this. I'm like, Trey, you missed a lot.
One of my favorite stories is they went shopping for her. Have you ever heard this?
Huh.
Story? They went shopping
I don't know what she's
for
about
her
to say.
birthday, and I had to go up to Kroll. So the three of us went together, and he was like, "Why?" Because her birthday was like right after he got back.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I'll just take you shopping. You can pick out, you know,
Oh,
something."
wrong choice.
And so, well,
Wrong
he's like, "You can
choice.
pick out something or whatever. I don't know what the." And so I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go do what I need to do, and I'll call you guys and meet up with you." And at the
I know
time,
what
I
this
meet
is
up
about.
to them. That I'm going to meet up to them. They're in Ulta. And
Oh,
We
she
go to
has
Ulta and Sephora.
all
Good
these.
job, girl.
She's got all these, and it was funny. He's like, "If I ever have a daughter," he's like, "I need you to handle that." I go, "Well, she would have a mother." But I said, "Did you give her a spending limit? Because she's got all this stuff in her." He's like, "They're little boxes." He's like,
Oh.
"Wow, how can?" and
Yeah,
I
little
said,
did he know.
"Give her a spending limit," and he's like, and I said,
If I actually
finally I'm like-
purchased everything I had,
I'm
it would
like-
probably be like $1,000.
I said,
Dang.
"Sahara."
Yeah.
I go, "How much is that right there?" And she's like, "Oh, this one's only like 45." And I mean, it was, and he's like,
Okay,
"What?"
but for
I mean,
what
he
it was,
was
only 45, like
She's
depending.
like, yeah, it's fine.
yeah,
That's
so.
awesome though.
Yeah.
Well, I know. I wonder how you'll be like being away from him and then coming back.
Oh, he'll be great. He'll
The
be
kids?
the
Yeah.
superstar.
You think
and
it'll be
yeah,
weird
Trey
for
will
you?
be like Panda, like
yeah,
Panda.
yeah. He'll be the
It's kind of. I mean, I think he gets annoyed sometimes when they're like, "Hey, take me here, take me there."
Oh, I know, and I know, but
Yes.
then, but you're
Yes.
gonna
Yes.
miss that, Brody. You
I
really
love it. I'm
are, and
like,
you'll
go
come
pick
back
up your
and be
brother.
the. I know.
Yeah, she does
Ugh.
love it. Even last night,
It's
go
not-
pick up your brother. And I was like just
Mhm.
about to like go to my room, you know,
I
chill,
know.
go to bed,
I appreciate.
go get your
that,
brother.
though.
I was like, oh, I just got back home. It's like, okay, whatever.
I will say though, you were very nice. And before he got home, he called me and he goes, "Does Garrett need picked up?" And
Well,
I'm
yeah, I
like,
thought he was almost back.
I go,
He
"They're
was almost
just
back.
by Belle Plaine, so no." And he's like, "Okay, I just want to check before I came home." And I was like, "That's nice." And then I was like, okay, he's in town now. Go get him.
And then I was like,
He's like, okay.
When we were coming back from that one basketball game, and my mom calls me to tell me that Carly needs picked up, and the cop behind me sees I'm on my phone because my mom calls me,
Yeah. And I was
and I
like,
get pulled over.
oops.
Oh,
But
no.
here was the thing. Like, they had been,
I was so mad at you, Mom.
yeah, I know. And they
That's
were.
a really big ticket. Did you get a ticket for
No,
it?
it's
She
just a
wasn't
warning.
like she was talking, so
Oh.
that wasn't illegal. And I was okay
that's
with them.
still
I
illegal.
just wanted to make sure it's not in
To be
Iowa,
on
it
your
is in
phone.
Illinois.
Oh.
To be messing on it, but no, because I looked it up after that. Because I'm like, oh gosh. But here was the thing:
That's
like
good
I
to
had
know.
been watching on Life 360 to make sure that she was not on the highway. You know, I was like, well, I'll wait till she and.
Yeah.
And so the Life 360 was still up, and she was just parked, like stop. And I tried
I
calling her,
was
she didn't
so
answer.
mad.
And I called Addison. I'm like, did she just get pulled over? And Addison's like, wait, what? Yeah. How'd you
How'd
know?
you know?
I go, why? She goes, because she was on the phone with you. I'm like, oh shoot, oops.
Oh,
I mean, it was fine.
And
she
I
just
didn't
got
even
it was
pick up the
it
phone.
was all fine.
Addison
and it
had
was
my
good,
phone, and she's like, "Oh, your mom's calling you." So I take it from her, look at it, answer it, and then right away,
and
I was like, "Are you
my
kidding
bad.
me?"
Yeah, that one was totally.
And then
on
he was
me.
like, "So is there a reason we're on our phone?" And I was like, "Yeah, my mom called me." And then I like it sounds like
To
such
check
a
on me,
lame
no.
excuse.
No.
Like my mom
Good one.
called me to tell me that I had to pick up my sister at the school, and he was like, like
Be like,
such
look, it says mom.
yeah,
It was for
yeah,
real.
yeah.
I say, well, don't you
I
dare be
know.
texting.
I
Because I
know.
think Eric was maybe like at a stop sign or something, and right by the courthouse, and got pulled over. Eric doesn't ever have his phone or is not the texting type.
he
Yeah,
hates
He
phones.
was going to the dollar store, and I think I texted him or he was texting me. It was like over $100 ticket.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah, he was just like, I go, are you kidding me?
Well, because I was
I
like,
was like, what took so long? And he was just like, he hands me, and I'm like, get off your phone.
yeah, well, he's like, what are we coming back from? I was like, the basketball game. And he's like, oh, did we win? And I was like, yes, we played Trout County, so yeah, we won. And we have this joke with Addison. Anytime Addison's in the car with someone, and she's like, not to alarm you, but there's a cop behind you. Every time she says that, we get pulled over.
Oh,
Not
no.
that we get pulled over often, but it happened with Amelia, and it happened with
Oh, I
someone else.
remember when Amelia did. Yeah.
But like, so every time we're like in the car and Addison's in
Don't
there,
say
we're
it,
like, Addison, do
Addison.
not say a word. So we were in Belleplaine the other day, and Jordan's driving. Don't make that face. You knew we were in Belleplaine.
Yeah, I know, but I'm waiting.
We didn't get pulled over,
Oh,
but
okay.
so it's me and Jordan in the front, and then Addison and Brock in the back, and there's a cop because there's always cops around Belleplaine. I was like, Addison, do not say a word. And then Brock gets this video on YouTube of red and blue flashing lights and like holds it up.
Oh,
And
No.
so in her mirror, it's just red and blue flashing lights, and she
Oh,
starts
I love
freaking
that
out.
kid.
And I was like, Addison, and I turn around and Brock's holding his phone, just trying so hard not to laugh. You're like, Brock.
That's a good one.
That is actually
That's
pretty
He's,
good.
he's done that to me.
That's good.
He's done that to me before, and it just like my heart just drops. Like,
Yeah, well, I don't want to give anybody
I
a heart
fear
attack,
being
but
pulled
I
over
love
by
pranking
cops.
people. It's fun.
Ugh.
Not necessarily to
I
scare
like
them,
doing
but
it too, but especially because it's him, and he's just like sitting over there like giggling because he thinks he's so funny, and it's
I like to laugh at myself too because I know it's funny when I prank
yeah,
somebody.
because we always say, Addison, do not say a word, and right after I said that, it's just like the lights, and I was like, Addison, and then because it's always when she says it, but if she doesn't say anything, then nothing
That's good.
happens. Because she always says, well, not to alarm you, but there's like a cop behind you, and then they turn on their lights.
Oh man. Not good.
Yeah.
You cannot say that anytime then.
Nope. And of course, because she's like the jailer's daughter.
Yes.
So she just knows when it's coming. Not that he pulls people over, but
She just has that little intuition.
Yeah.
Maybe that, oh, it's coming.
yeah, because
Here's your warning. Slow down.
she thinks it's funny too. Because she's like, I could just totally just,
I believe that.
yeah. She's a prankster.
That's awesome.
I love it.
Yeah. I wish me and Addie were in the same grade so we could have a graduation party together because we're like, some people don't even know we're related, and then some people think they're sisters because we're like some people like they're shocked when I say that me and Addison are cousins. They're like, no.
Really?
Yeah, and then we made that TikTok where it's like goes back and forth from our faces.
Oh yeah.
They're like, whoa, like it made us look like it's the same, I guess. Yeah.
Awesome.
So
Too funny.
Brody, like,
Oh.
sorry,
no,
you've been
poor
just-
Brody.
No, I just been tired all day. Oh, today I about fell asleep in English class.
You better
Brody
get some
Lee.
sleep
During
tonight. You got
your
a long day
party?
at night tomorrow.
You had a party today?
We had a party and
they
then
have a party all the time.
I know. I
We
feel
had
like he's like,
English.
I need drinks.
English.
I need
Oh.
Yeah.
juice boxes.
Yep, and that's when I have ag class, so I always go down there and get.
I had to spend my own money today.
Oh, because you didn't say anything about
I
a
had
party.
to get gas and drinks for the
my
party. And I
goodness.
hated
You
it.
had to get gas today on your own.
I was literally at like E, like on E, like I didn't even know if my car was gonna start.
You
and I was
drive
like,
me crazy when you do that.
Oh,
I
that's
know.
me. I be doing that too.
Yeah,
In
my
the
gosh.
winter, I'm like, listen, when it is this cold
okay,
out,
the
Mhm.
you
winter,
cannot get it that low.
the winter
yeah.
I don't let it get terrible.
Only because I
Sounds
yelled
like
at you a lot
conversations
about that.
Yeah.
we've had.
I'd be like,
Better.
Mom, I really need gas money, and she's like, No, and I'm like, I have 3 miles.
Oh my gosh, when she said that, I was like,
It normally like stresses me out, but I will say
That's
in
that's
our
the
van,
lowest it's ever
I
been.
have been like on my way to the gas station when it said like 1 mile left, and I'm like, oh, and then it goes to 0, and I'm like, please just let me get to the pumps. Just let me get there, and I'm like,
let me
why
float
did
on
I
in
do
on
that?
fumes.
Well, I
That's
just
the
think of it-
lowest it's ever been. But after that, it never really gets under like, I don't know, like 20. But I was like, my mom's like, Are you kidding me? You really need gas money? Like, use your
20 is still
I
way
mean-
too low.
I think it's okay for Maringo.
20 okay,
Twen-
I think of it like how many times can I get from home to school with like this much gas until I have to like really get gas. Like if I
Yeah.
have like 17 miles left, I'd be like, I can probably go to school 2 more days at least, maybe 3 more, and then I'll go get gas.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I just like really need like $20, Mom. And she's like, Are you kidding me? You can't see zeros. And I was like, Well, I don't have any. And she's like, You can't wait a little bit. And I was like, No, I have 3 miles. I can't wait.
I always know when Brody needs gas because he's like, did you need to take my car anywhere?
Yeah, I like that because then
No.
you put gas in it.
No, I don't. Or the one day he's like, yeah, you can take mine. I'm like, I know why you want me to take your car today.
I
I'm
like
not putting gas in it this
I
time.
like when
I'm going to.
if I'll be
Politely
gone for
decline.
I'll
Yes.
be gone for a few days because I feel like I'm always gone. And then my dad will take my car and I come back and it's full. It's
Nice.
I swear. I don't know if you ever do it, but I mean I always notice it when Dad's the one who drives.
Never get the credit, Mom. Never
Ah,
get the
that's okay.
credit.
Not true. Not true, Mom.
Oh.
Well, this is fun.
Uh-huh.
For not having much to talk about, we figured it out.
Yeah. I told you every time before we start. Brody's like, "What are we gonna talk about?" And then it just
Well, we just need like a first thing every time.
yeah.
Then it kind of gets rolling.
I definitely can talk about a little bit about anything.
That
Just get me going and
rant, yeah.
you're probably like, okay, guys, this is
That's-
enough. We're
yeah.
done.
I know.
How long
think
is this
we
one,
really
do you
got
know?
it.
It's
I
probably
don't know. It's measuring in like beats, like music. So I can't really tell you how much time, and I don't want to click anything. Oh, okay. 1 hour and 17 minutes.
Okay. That was the longest one.
Yeah. woo.
Well, that's okay. There's probably
It's because we're
some.
Shout out to
edit
the-
out.
Oh, guess
Like
what? So we
what?
can see like where people listen,
Yeah,
and
that's what you-
and we're like looking, and he's like Illinois, and I'm like, I bet I know who that is. And he clicks on it. It says Decatur. I bet I know who that is. Yeah. My mom's sister lives there, and then we have a listener from Canada. Where
Brody was just telling me that. That's
where's the
awesome.
place? We have more listeners in where?
Pella.
Yeah,
then
Pella,
Maringo,
Iowa, than Maringo.
Then Maringo.
Yeah.
What?
Who be living in Pella listening to our podcast? I
Shout
don't
out
know.
Pella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well,
Yeah.
let's see. Stephanie's brother's living down there now. I don't know if he would listen, but in Central College, who do we have?
Stephanie Martinez?
Isn't that where her brother's
I have
living?
no idea where he lives.
Yeah, I think it's Bella.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And-
In Maringo?
Yeah. It's
More
like
than Maringo.
it's like 30% for Pella and like 27 for Maringo.
Maringo, come on. Let's get this together.
I really am truly like, who would that be?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anybody from that area.
I
Yeah,
don't
well,
think so.
I feel like it's pretty accurate because like there's one that says Decatur, and it has
It
there
literally
been
has
one?
Ladora, like Belle
Really?
Plaine. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Waverly. That's Eli. Shout out Eli. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I don't know who from Canada would have found our podcast.
But also we got like
But way to
Wisconsin,
go.
Minnesota, like
It's like when you guys
Yeah.
share it on Facebook, I guess it's like
it must get to some random people.
yeah,
And
a
that's
guy
fun
who
at
knows a
least.
guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Guy who knows
That's
a guy.
awesome.
There'll be
That's
people
great.
who like come up to me in public, and I told Brody this earlier. Like sometimes I don't know them, but they'll be like, "Loved your last podcast." I'm like, "Who are you?"
That's good.
I mean, my mom probably knows who they are,
Yeah.
but like most of the time, it's like my mom will know who they are, and they'll be like, or sometimes people will be like, "You're Mandy's daughter, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I don't know
At
who
first,
you are.
I don't know how many shifts she worked at the bowling alley. I would get messages from people. Like, a lot of them were like, I cannot believe that the baby is old enough to have a job now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
Just people usually know me for you rather than dad.
Which is, I don't necessarily believe that.
But more that they
which
like verbally
It's
say it.
funny considering your dad,
You
for
are
one who was
very-
born and raised
But you're
here,
a very
though.
people person.
That's
you're
yeah.
you're
Well, he's-
very friendly and you're kind of like my
He's-
dad. If you don't know someone, you give you 5 minutes and you know them.
Well, right.
Right? Like
I love Ernie.
it's not
Yeah.
going to be
That's
a,
how my grandpa is, too.
you know,
But yeah.
never a stranger. 5
Yeah.
minutes and you know them. I'm like, okay.
You know, it's right.
And I feel that's how you are. So I can see that though,
Yeah.
because you're very.
People say that's
You're-
bad about me too, though. Like people like we'll be at FFL and they'll be like, "Who's that?" Or like at wrestling too. They'll be like, "Who's that?" And I just know. I guess
Yeah.
that's my mom coming out at me. I just know
Aw,
everybody.
Look at that. Skylar would never admit that. If that
It's,
was
I'm
something
shocked
like
she
me.
said it. Probably
what do
only
you
for an
mean
audience.
you're
but
shocked?
She,
What do you
I think-
mean?
But I have to laugh because then if I would ask her who's that, she'd probably be like, I don't know.
Okay,
and,
well,
then you'd ask her and she'd tell you.
no,
Oh, you know, it's so.
I
no,
know.
because sometimes you do ask me and then I literally don't know, and then you're like, "Stop lying to me and just tell me." I don't know. Well.
Oh, you're welcome.
Well,
that's
you
that's
betcha.
us moms.
Like, no,
You
sometimes
betcha.
we'll be like, I don't know, not that we go to Iowa City often, but like, if we're there and we'll see someone walking and she's like, "Who's that?" How am I supposed to know who that is? Or like, we'll be driving and someone will just be walking on the sidewalk. Who is that? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, like around town. Well,
you should
yeah.
know.
Like
Supposed to know
people that
everyone.
look like they're high school age.
No, but then
Like
you get
I-
offended that I don't know.
Because that's what I'm like.
So it's
If
normal
you
people.
asked her,
Yeah.
she'd give you an answer.
Yeah.
I
I think my kids are the same way.
Yeah, I get it's right.
I can always be like, "Hey, Heavy, I need you to find this
I
out for me."
know,
And
right?
then I'm like,
Jordan Lawfer
You will
is
tell
my
me
girl
before you will
because
tell me.
Jordan Lawfer is, and I mean, just sometimes you know how it is. Like girls with their parents, like, okay, I'll stop talking to you, you know.
"Yes."
But no, Jordan is my girl. Shout out to Jordan Lawfer because she keeps me in the loop.
she always texts you. Sometimes
I don't have.
sometimes
one of those
we
yet.
tell her to.
girls, come on.
Doesn't matter why. Shout
Got
out
too
to
many
Jordan.
boys, that's why.
I know.
What?
Said she had too
I
many
said I don't
boys.
have a girl like that to let me know what's going on.
Oh
Come
yeah,
on, girls.
because Skylar's one of the boys.
Yes, she is. She's
Yeah.
meaner than those boys.
Has to be
Sometimes.
like that if we're
She
the only
is.
She
girl.
really is. I mean, if I was her age, I don't think I'd probably mess with her. And I feel like I'm
No,
a
I
person
don't.
that's pretty.
I
Brody.
That's my fault. I dropped my phone.
I mean, I'm pretty like, bring it, you know. And I'm like, God, I think if I was her age, I'd be like, what else?
Just kidding.
I'm
gonna
I ain't
just
gonna
go
say
ahead
boo.
and back away slowly.
I'm good.
She yells like
Yeah.
a man.
Huh?
She yells like a man.
Oh my god, it's
What
so
are you
funny.
What are you talking about? I'm just kidding. She does.
Let's go. Like her voice gets really like
Yeah.
probably deeper than mine. I'm
No,
not gonna lie.
sometimes like if me and Ella will be like sitting on the mat, and she'll like look at me because like it's recording, so she's not gonna say a lot. She's like, "Who is that yelling?" It's Skylar.
Yeah. Yep.
But then at the end of the year, she stopped because the bet.
Oh,
that
that
they had.
bet. That
What?
bet.
What bet?
Oh, Kriegel made so much fun of her at the Swollen tournament.
Oh, that
He was
might
like,
have been the.
he was like, because that was like, Exorcist over there, like.
Yeah.
So he made fun of her and was like, she was like, no, and somehow bet of not cheering or yelling for her brothers for the rest of the season. And you know her, she's gonna do it. She's gonna prove him wrong. And that girl didn't make a peep.
Yeah.
Not even at state.
But she did, when she was recording my matches though, she'd be like shaking. Oh, she's like,
Yeah. But she didn't. Nothing came out of her mouth. I'm like, this is really weird.
Right.
Really weird.
Right.
She goes, not $100. I go, you know, you're not getting that. So, but yeah,
Just the principle of it all.
you
Just
can't
the
tell her she's
principle.
not going to do something.
It's the worst to Kriegel though, because
Yes.
when
He brings out the worst in her. He loves to.
No,
Get
even
her
with
going.
anybody, like he'll be. I always tell him that he's annoying. He's like, "Oh, you think I'm annoying?" Like, yes, because anytime he
No,
will make
no,
fun of
you're
you
not,
for
Jeremy.
no,
Keep
he'll
doing what you're
embarrass
doing.
me in front of everybody. Like he'll come to my
Keep doing what you're
he'll
doing,
come
Jeremy
to my
Kriegel.
English class and just be embarrassing. Like, why me? Like, it's only me, not only me,
He's
but
good
The
at that.
victim. But let
Nope,
me tell
I'm-
you, but do you
Mm-mm.
know what she does to him?
I'm going to go ahead and go with Sahara on this because he loves to get me all razzed up about stuff. Eric the one day was like, he's like, the fun aunt or uncle that gives you that toy that's so loud and then sends you home because you're going to annoy your parents or whatever. He's like, he does that to you. He gets you going. And I'm like,
Yeah.
he can
He knows exactly.
I'm like,
he
you're
knows
right.
exactly what to
You're
do
right.
to embarrass me. And
Yeah.
like in practice, he'll like say something and he'll be like, "Oh, your face is getting red." Like that's why I tell him he's annoying.
Well,
he is
things
good at
like
that.
that.
I'm going to take Sahara's side on this because he
You
is
know-
good at that. And that's what he does with Skylar, too. Just gets her.
keep
going.
doing what you're doing, Jeremy Kriegel.
I mean, we do love you. We do.
Well, but let's go back to. Do you ever remember any pictures being hung?
That was so funny, Brody. Was it not?
Incriminating
Yeah.
pictures?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not incriminating, but like.
He
Not
told
flattering,
me to take
nothing
that
bad.
picture though. He's like, "Take a picture of me," so I did.
Yeah,
I
and
was
he
like,
didn't
"I'm
mean
saving
hang
that."
it all over the wrestling
I
room
didn't
in
know
my
about
office.
this.
Yes,
Good
yeah.
for you. Whatever it was, good job.
No,
So-
I
so
love
someone-
a good prank,
it was
but then
one of
you
those-
don't get to boo-hoo after.
No, it was one of those Wednesdays where we didn't have school, but we still had wrestling. So like, it's easy for people to not make it to wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
So someone wasn't there, so he was like, "Send him a picture of me." So this was a picture he knew was being taken, and he knew I was
He
gonna
knew it was
save.
being taken for that purpose.
So
yes,
then,
I agree
so
with
then
that.
I was like,
Great.
"That's such a funny picture." So I made, I think Mrs. Linnell print it, and I hung it up in the wrestling room.
Well
and he's
done.
like, "What is this?" And he, like,
Well
read
done.
it.
Well done.
It
I
was-
like that.
One thing though that I miss from so Spotify, you're welcome all because it's turned out to be me. So you guys
The
have
premium we
yeah,
use during
because of me,
practice.
because she's a con artist and
Yeah.
it's okay. But we'll be driving along, like she'll be going somewhere with me, and she just, I always had this rule that it was my mom's car. She was driving. She controlled the radio.
Yeah, we never,
yeah, that
we
rule.
never got to touch the radio.
No, I take
Anyway,
that. I take that
goes-
Bluetooth right
yeah.
away.
Yeah.
I'm just like, but anyway, so we'll be listening to Spotify, but I do tell her you're playing stuff I know, and
Yep.
all of a sudden, like things will start cutting out, and then other music will take
And I'll be like,
over, and
ugh.
she's like, ugh, Kriegel, and you guys are all listening to some of the songs,
And then
I'm just,
I go to the radio and I
I'm
let you
both
have it.
impressed and blown away. And she showed me the one night when she's like, okay, guys, I'm gonna make a playlist for the wrestling room, and she's like, oh my gosh, Mom, look at these songs they're sending me. It was awesome.
Like Zayn,
Like,
I don't
a
know
lot of
what it
these
is about
girl
Taylor
power
Swift,
songs. I
but
love it.
no,
Oh my-
Taylor Swift, it gets him going.
And Katy Perry.
Stop
I feel like
it.
there's
Kriegel,
Katy Perry
Kriegel likes
songs
a
and-
hollaback girl.
Yeah.
Anytime we'll be.
Kriegel likes Nelly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know
Yeah.
if I'm gonna be playing that. I mean, we don't do the clean versions because like we
Right.
don't really care. I mean, but he'll be like running, and he'll come over and he'll be like, play like hollaback girl, like while we're running or something. Like he wants like a good song to
That's
run
awesome.
to.
Yeah.
So
See,
yeah.
I'd
it
be
is
like,
awesome.
I couldn't be
I know.
running. I'd stop and be like,
I know,
I'm
and sing and
singing half
dance.
the
No,
time
because
while
sometimes
running.
sometimes they'll be like wrestling and I'll play like a song like that, like a girly song or something, and they'll try so hard not to sing and not to show that they want to dance to it. But then there's Jackson, and he'll just be doing this to Garrett while they're trying to wrestle, and he's just doing the finger guns at him.
Oh, I love it.
And Garrett will be like, Garrett's like, come on, Jackson,
get over here.
And then he'll just like kind of stop because he doesn't really want to, like, he's tired. He just lets Jackson because everyone's just laughing at him. But like I've seen Chance,
Can't you
Zayn,
totally see that being Jock at that age?
Yeah.
Like, that's how you can tell those two are related.
No,
I
like
love that.
I've seen Chance, Zayn, I don't know, I've seen Quinn, like just the most random people, like they're like look all angry and like they don't want, like they're tired and stuff, and then their lips are just moving to the song and they're trying so
I
hard
know.
to hide it.
I was like,
but, like
I was really digging those requests for that playlist.
like
That was
like
awesome.
me still when they're like conditioning at the end, we just like kind of like to laugh at them just because like I mean I would never do that. I would hate to be running right there at that time, but me still and
Because
Ella
you
will be
have people like her that will record you unsuspectingly
like, well,
and then hang your pictures all over.
yeah, and like me still and Ella will be
in
like,
the-
look at him,
Jeremy.
look at him. Look at him trying not to dance. Like, oh my God, Chance is probably the worst about it. Like, he's trying so hard not to show it, and he's like his shoulders are
Oh,
moving a little
Chance.
bit.
Oh, I feel like I need to.
That's
oh,
great.
Chance. Trying harder to show it. When did he start carrying? See, I hate when they get older and they start carrying.
Because they're
a couple
supposed to be
years
tough,
ago-
and the rest. They're not.
Remember a couple years ago when, well, yeah, I suppose supposed to be tough in the wrestling room,
Oh.
but when Jock mowed the ball field end of
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah,
yard
yeah.
and Gavin and Hayden's birthday party, and we
Yes.
had that big t-ball, wiffle ball game. Oh, that was so fun. And we played adults versus kids. I was still in my dress clothes from work because I got out of there late, and I had and I was running to first base, and poor Lane passed us. I'm still sorry about that to this day. I ran poor Lane over so I couldn't get stopped.
Us parents do
I
business.
did. I took him out. Poor
Business.
guy. Oh, it was brutal. But I don't really know what they were doing with their shorts, but Chance was. I've got video of Chance like he was
Little
a
Chancey
boogie
romancy,
machine out there
yeah.
on the.
It's so
That
funny.
video
I
on
remember
the
one
ball
time
field.
That
some
video with the